It is episode 2, Kilimanjaro, November 1st, 0087. Duos.
I have rice in my mouth. Give me 1 second. Yes, I am ready.
You're currently in Mombasa in the Mark II. I'd like you to make me a keen awareness systems. Do not add your telepathy.
All right. I see. This is a simulator battle then.
Yes.
Oh, keen awareness system. Right, that is 549 systems. Four. 13. Oh, 15. Oops. God damn it! You swapped them. Go mine.
It's been like this for a
And
while
it,
now.
it annoys me greatly. I know it still annoys me greatly.
Yeah, but then you can. I was
All right.
putting threshold
So
first.
yeah. All right. Threshold of 15. Result of 9.
That is how many
7
successes?
degrees of success.
Um,
7.
you get your console beeps. You look up. There's a Nemo coming right down on you. What do?
All right. Hmm. I'm gonna do something a little sneaky. Duos is going to take the shield of the Mark II and slam it into the ground and drag it in front of him, trying to throw up as much dust and debris as possible.
I would like you to make me tact and sleight.
Alrighty. Tact, sleight, 5. What? 1. Yeah, I think I can do this. All right. Threshold of 6. Result of 6. 1 degree of success.
Alrighty then. Our friend here still gets through. Would you like to react? It's about to come in with its beam saber. Would you like to draw your own?
Yes, I will.
Please make me a grit melee reactor.
All right, grit melee reactor. So that would be 2, 4, and 5. So oh, my own brain messed me up.
Oh.
All right, that would be all right. Result of 9. Success of 3.
Versus my success of 3. Tiebreaker time.
My favorite.
I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 3 as well.
Again. 3.
6.
You get into the bind as you see this Nemo step in, and your beam saber slips past it, and it bats at your shield, destroying most of it. It's gonna be going for another melee
All
attack.
right.
Would you like to book parry?
A parry's right there.
Shut up. Don't make me get the hammers.
I actually got so confused for a second.
Can I get creative with my parry?
Sure, describe it to me.
So Duos is now that his shield's basically gone and ineffective, he's going to clash with his own beam saber and try and get some positioning during the clash. Then he's going to turn off his beam saber and follow through with a strike.
Alrighty, please make me
So
a
doing that forbidden Star Wars technique where they shut off the lightsaber and turn it back on again.
slight charm, or actually no, slight poise.
Tact. Poise or okay, poise or tact, either one works.
Yeah, they both work.
I will use tact because I'm better. So just tact, slight, reactor.
No tax slight. No tax slight. First off.
Oh, tact, slight. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's money, baby. Threshold of 6. Result of 3.
4 successes. Please make this melee grit at a +2, +3.
Right. Just melee grit, no reactor?
Yeah, reactor as well. You need to beat 2 successes.
All right. Melee grit at a +3. Oh, would be 17. $13, 5 degrees of success.
You get one in on this Nemo, and then the simulation ends. Clyde.
Yes.
You're standing in front of a screen with Colonel Mista. As you know, you're watching the simulator fight go down.
I'm just like incredibly tense right now, not saying a word and even looking over at her.
Well, if you were to look to your left, there's the Colonel with Doak the bird on her shoulder. Very at ease. And she turns to you. Wonderful machine, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot better than our GM2s we got here.
No, even the Nemos.
Yeah, those as well. But that lack of armor is a bit concerning, in my opinion.
I'm told that the next model after the Mark II that the AEUG made is a lot better, much more armored.
Yeah, this seems to actually just be a prototype and not a wonder weapon like the last one.
Well, I'm sure we can find plenty of use for it. And, behind the screen, you see Chevalier and Duos get out of their mobile suits. Duos, please make me a fail to improve on your melee.
Yippee! All right, my melee's at 4. 6. Yeah.
Peeking the mic.
Listen, man. I have worked 24 hours overtime. I'm so glad I have a day off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did a 16 on Friday, and then I did 2 12s over the weekend back to back.
Foul.
Yeah, okay, be excited about that 6.
So you what have melee 5?
Yes.
That's quite good.
We both have melee 5.
And Duos, as you get out, Chevalier in a pilot suit says, "Splendid work, old chap."
Likewise, Chevy.
He looks down at you. I would change into a normal suit if I were you.
Why's that? And Duos is rotating his right arm.
Well, we're fighting Titans.
Yeah?
He looks at you
I
as if
already knew that, Chevy.
he looks at you as if expecting a certain reaction. He's like, "Oh, is that not common knowledge?"
You being funny with me, Chevy?
No,
And
no,
Duos kind of straightens up.
no, the gas.
I see. And Duos lets out a exhausted sigh.
Why, when we were in California, well, actually, no, it was not California. It was what? He looks. It's one of those desert states, in the U.S. And
Arizona?
maybe we were in some cave, and they gassed us out. I remember very vividly what that does to a human skin.
Yes, I can hardly imagine it's pleasant.
Yeah. So if I were you,
But can you really be?
oh, go ahead.
But to be fair, Chevy, who started the trend of gassing people?
I don't see how that's helpful
Sir,
for you getting gassed. Remember, Duos, we all fight for Karaba now.
yes, we do.
He walks off. Hey, Lance, what are you up
I'm
to?
gonna go see.
Oh, you can go ahead.
I'm gonna go over to see the colonel, but if anyone wants to interrupt me on my way, they may.
Lance, you doing anything special?
Lance is currently just kind of scrolling through his notebook, reading over things as he's been ordered to,
Yeah. So
kind of laying down.
in front of you is a map of Kilimanjaro. You're a few kilometers north of the mountain peak, and it's starting to get snowy where you're at, and you have essentially made camp here. Uh, Yesterday, Karba started its assault, but it hasn't been going terribly well. Kilimanjaro is very fortified. They have called in assistance from the AEUG for some orbital bombardment, but that's only going to come in a day or two.
Yeah, I mean, Lance's thoughts is that we don't need the orbital bombardment. They just need to actually tag his team in.
You know,
Like his stance is very simple. Like this would be over if they would just tag us in and get it done with, but we're being kept in reserve and we're waiting and waiting and waiting.
they're about to
He's just
throw.
bored.
They're about to throw you in. The guys before you that were holding the position went up 5 times yesterday and were knocked down 5 times. And every single time they were knocked down, they had to beat off a counter assault.
Well, that's the nature of conflict from Lance's perspective. Whoever thought taking Kilimanjaro was going to be easy was a fool. It's going to be bloody, and it just needs to be committed to.
I see, I see. Patch, I believe you wanted to do something.
I did. Patch wanted to go consult or see if he could talk to the prisoner that was brought in the last attack.
Alrighty.
So he is aware of the fact that this might look suspicious, but he just feels like he needs to ask somebody about what's been going on with Furion and his father, and while he's been here.
Would you have requested permission to do this from the Colonel?
Yes, probably.
Because of that, you have been assigned Sergeant Kolos to keep watch over the proceedings.
All right.
You know, Kolos is a much shorter man than you. As the two of you are like crunching
Most
through the
people are.
snow. And he looks out and says,
Patch has like a big coat. It's very windy. He's like pulling it up.
you know, this is the
It's
first time
cold.
I've seen snow.
Really? Are you from space?
Yeah, side 1.
Oh. Well, it's cold and wet and kind of uncomfortable if you're trying to run military operations, but I kind of like it actually.
Where are you from, sir?
Um, um, from from North America. Minnesota. Full random state. I'm sorry. I, I, it's
You have,
Minnesota now.
Minnesota.
you know, you have no
I just
idea
picked a
how
random state.
happy that makes the Midwesterner inside of me, Patch.
Okay.
You know, you two
I know
get
I wrote something down, but
you get to this
it's Minnesota now.
POW station, and you know you go in, and you find the pilot you wanted to talk to.
Would this be somebody who I would recognize?
Let me roll
Or
for
who
your
would
luck.
recognize me?
Would you prefer it?
Okay.
Prefer to know this guy or not? What's Patch's heart of hearts tell him?
I think I think he'd prefer to know who this person is.
You walk in, you have no
At
idea
least
who this
on like
is.
an I've seen you before. Oh,
No
darn.
fucking clue.
Unfortunate. Okay. He was definitely hoping for it to be somebody he'd recognize as that would be, you know, like an inn or whatever. So he's just kind of standing there, glances over at Colas, glances over at the prisoner again.
Yeah, this scruffy looking man in a black uniform.
Um, uh, hi. Shit.
You know, I expect
I,
interrogators to be, you know, a little more competent than you. I mean, like squints at you.
I,
What are you, 18?
Good guess. That's correct. I'm not here to interrogate you though.
He leans back unimpressed.
I just wanted to ask a question about the team you were with. Um,
He
the
raises an
Gundam
eye.
pilot, Firian. She and I were friends. I defected. Um, and I just is my father. Is Beaumont here?
He gets a look of recognition. Wait. He holds his hand up. You're telling me old man Beaumont's kid is a fucking traitor?
I'm
I
not a
can't
traitor.
I can't believe it.
I just need to talk to them.
Well, good luck with
I
that.
don't know. Are they all right?
Why should I tell you anything?
I guess I don't know. I thought maybe, fuck, I don't really know what I thought, I guess.
You know, to be
Can
completely
I,
frank, you're a bit of a disappointment. When you said you're Beaumont's kid, I expected a little bit more.
the hell is that supposed to mean?
Well, he's old man fucking Beaumont. They gave him a fucking Gundam. What do you want from me? That means high expectations, if you're not aware.
Well, of course. And it is high expectations, certainly. But what, do you want me to interrogate you? I mean, that's besides the point. I have another question, I guess. The other pilot, the one who Hunt killed.
Who?
What was their name?
Hunt who?
The pilot of the. She was in a Dejea, right?
It's a Rick
Or am I hallucinating?
Psst.
Okay.
Go
The
mind
pilot of
talking.
the Dejea who
It's Rick Diaz.
who took down. Oh, sorry. It was Rick Diaz? Okay, I'm stupid. The pilot of the Rick Diaz who took down one of your teammates after Lance captured you.
Yeah, his name was Theo. He was 17, you fucking prick.
I I'm sorry. I didn't. I hesitated to shoot because I wanted to give him a chance to get away. And I shouldn't have done that. And it's my fault he's dead.
You have a funny
I'm sorry.
way of saving people, if that's what you're here to say.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying my best and I just keep ruining things. Fuck.
Word of advice, kid.
I'm sorry.
If you don't know why you're here,
Yeah?
get the fuck out.
All right. Thank you for your time, I guess.
He waves his hand like, just get the hell out of here.
Okay.
The two of you
Any
walk out. Then Kolos turns to you and says, he was quite pleasant.
that was pleasant?
No, I'm making a joke, sir.
Oh, sorry. I'm just a little rattled, I guess. Yeah, that didn't really go the way I thought it would. Um, I don't know.
You know, you
At
know,
least,
you're sitting there unsure what to
hmm?
do, unless you want to keep saying stuff.
No, I didn't. I was just no, I don't have more stuff.
To not drag out this scene. Um,
Yeah,
the
sorry.
situation switches back to Clyde. Clyde, you hop in the mobile suit. And you get down to business. New
The Mark II?
scenario. No, you're in your gym, because that's what you're actually using. So, in front of you is Chevalier's Nemo. Since you're just practicing, I believe it was melee for you?
Maneuver.
How this is going to work is you're going to get a 5-second head start, and he's just going to chase you around. You're going to try your best not to get hit.
All right.
Can
Please
I
make-
have it so that Duos is watching this?
Sure, you can watch us. Watch.
Mm,
You know, right next to you, Duos, is the Colonel.
He's gonna click his tongue to get Doki over to him.
The bird looks to you.
He's gonna hold out his hand so she can perch.
She does so, and then the Colonel looks like birds, Lieutenant.
Oh, I adore him. I adore them, Colonel. As with most animals. I studied to be a conservationist after the 1-year war.
Hmm. How'd that turn out?
Well, it was going well until military fascist junta takeover of the Federation.
Hmm. That would put a pin in things, no?
Yes.
Clyde, please make me a move check.
All right. That's an 11. All right, 7. So calculate successes on that. 5 successes.
5 successes. You know, you're moving pretty well. You know, Shiv's putting you through your paces. You know, making sure you're not slacking. But he can't manage to land a hit on you with the Nemo. And then you see he tries to move in to melee. Please make me another move check.
All right, so that's a 9. That's 3 successes.
5 successes. He does so. He's right on top of you. You know, as like you're moving forward, and then you feel the camera shake, and you know if you look behind you, and there's the Nemo with a beam saber. What do you do?
I guess I'm going to try and flip over his head.
Flip over?
Right above. Yeah, do kind of a backflip while he's on my back.
Alrighty then, another move check.
A another 7, another 3 successes.
I also got 3 successes. Tiebreaker. I rolled a 1.
All right. I rolled a 6.
And you try to do this, but as you're flipping over, you see the screen go black, and it says pilot death, beam saber. As the scenario
Actually,
resets.
I didn't have the successes calculated right. I still had the 9 in there. It was actually 5 successes.
Oh,
7s.
never mind. You successfully flip
Yeah,
him
my bad.
over. As you know, and then he quickly rights himself, as you do too. What do you want to do?
I guess I'm going to go for a melee attack right to the cockpit
Please make me a move check.
with a beam saber. It's a 16. 5 failures.
Please make this melee attack and a -2.
So what am I using for melee?
All work. Just describe it properly.
He's just gonna yell, "Is that the best you've got, Chev?" And just lunge for the cockpit with the beam saber as quick as possible. Alright. 13. 2 failures.
2 failures.
Actually, it would be 4. It'll be a 4 with the -2.
Remember to mark your failures down. So that you'd click the melee button next to the doobly-doo.
Yeah.
Neither of you successfully go for the melee attack. He's going to attack you again. Would you like to parry or attack in kind?
I'll attack in kind. So is that just another melee? Check.
Yes.
All right. 8. So that's 4 successes.
4 successes. You stick it right in the cockpit, and then the scenario ends. As the cockpit of your Gym 2 goes dark, the lights reopen again. You're all in a briefing. And Colonel Mista is up at the front. Says, she claps her hands together. Gentlemen, ladies. And then, in this tent you're in, the projector changes to a giant mobile suit with a smaller Nemo right next to it for scale, standing around, I don't know, its hips, where its head is. It says, "This is the Psycho Gundam. We have confirmation, as of yesterday, that the Psycho Gundam is in Kilimanjaro, along with Admiral Jamitov. Before we begin our assault, I want all of you to remember that the Psycho Gundam is equipped with an eye field, which means your beam weapons would be completely and utterly useless against it, unless you get very, very close." Then she changes the projector again to another screen. "This is Point Beta. We are to assault it. It is an entrance into Kilimanjaro. The first mobile made an assault upon Point Beta yesterday and suffered 40% casualties. I expect all of you to do better. We're going to be here for at least a couple of days. Please do not get yourselves killed. Dreadful business without you up here. Please.
So, what exactly are we supposed to do if we encounter the Psycho Gundam?
Presumably retreat, rearm, and then, and on our second assault, we'll attack with hyper bazookas. Assuming, of course, you don't die, Lieutenant.
I see.
Any other questions?
Not from me, ma'am.
Well, please make to your rally points and your starting positions. And then she points to the watch. We begin our assault in 2 hours. 7 p.m. Right after breakfast. Lovely. I will see you all there. And the entire briefing breaks. Hey, Tenchi.
Yes?
You're in Kilimanjaro. What are you doing?
Hmm. Kilimanjaro. This would be the Maybe I should describe this like the camera opening on a scene in a TV show.
Yeah. When the camera pans
The
to you,
camera pan.
what does it see?
The camera pans to. The camera pans to a girl. With. You know what happens when brown hair is dark enough that it starts to look black? This is she has a shade lighter than that hair.
Alrighty. So what are you doing in
It's about
Kilimanjaro at this very, very moment?
most likely. Damn it, I'm drawing a blank here.
You're testing the Saikamu. You're in a Marasai currently.
Yes.
It doesn't have actual functioning
That's
legs.
a good.
It's purely for testing purposes that they just hooked up a Saikamu to. I'd like you to make me
Alright.
a poise of composure.
Make you a?
Poise and composure.
Alright. That is a threshold of 5. And a sum of 7.
You fail.
Failure.
Please note that down on your character sheet. The Saikamu starts to physically shake the mobile suit when it is not capable of doing that. And then you hear in your ear, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Alright, Anne removes her head. Alright. Anne forcibly ungrips her hand from the controls and scrambles for the off button.
Poise acrobatics.
That's a threshold of 7. 2 successes.
You successfully hit it, and the entire cockpit goes dark, except for the emergency lights. This is the 5th failure this week. Your head is pounding.
Anne winces. And of course, she holds onto her head with her left hand, with her right hand. The other hand is still stuck gripping the. This is before arm rakers were introduced, so it'd be a regular stick, right?
Yeah.
I'm picturing a setup with 2 joysticks on the sides of the controls. And her left hand is stuck white knuckle grip to the left stick as she rubs her temple with her right hand.
The cockpit opens.
Anne strains to look in the direction of the open cockpit.
And you see a doctor offering you a hand.
Alright, Anne removes her left hand from the controls and reaches out with her right.
You are pulled out, Anne, and there is a line of another 10 cyber new types undergoing the exact same test you are.
Anne looks the line over, wondering how they'll do.
Yeah, who knows? This is another failure, Sergeant Anne.
Anne looks to the floor.
You know, at this rate, they'll never put you in the field.
The words don't quite come.
You know, I'm just imagining Anne, like, starts a sentence, stops it, starts again, stops. Just go get some rest. Next! And then the next cyber new type, like child, goes into the machine. And as you're walking along, I'd like you to roll me poise stealth.
Alright. Warp 2. That is a threshold of 6. Failure.
How much of a failure?
It is a fail. It is 3 failures, I believe.
Please mark that down. As you're walking along back to your barracks, you hear from the control room, "Damn it, Anne was showing such promise. At this rate, she'll never be useful to anyone." Then you hear another voice says, "Do you think she's a wash?" It's like, it looks like that. I don't know what we'll do with her after investing all this time. And then you hear the other scientists say, "Well, we can always just throw her back to whatever our hellhole we found her from."
Anne listens to them and stops dead quiet, listening to them talk, held breath and everything.
And then one of the scientists walks out and makes eye contact with you. Anne,
She looks at them.
I'd like you to make me a poised composure at a -3.
That is a threshold of 5. And as a fun fact, she literally needs a critical success to succeed at all.
Yep.
Well, that was a result of 4. If this was only a -1 penalty, she would have succeeded.
No, then I would have forced you to reroll because of
Unfortunately,
impulsive.
that failed. Ah,
So, do
poor
something
Anne.
impulsive. You know, as you're, I presume, having
Alright,
something
do
of a
some.
panic attack in front of this guy.
Yeah, vision narrows, head pounds. She's gonna get thrown away again. It's, well, you said 5th failure, right?
Yep, in this week.
5th failure in this week. She's good at the shooting part, and she might have been deployed in that capacity before. But for some reason, when you put her in a machine that leans on her brainwaves like that, it never seems to go well for her. It's almost unfair if you think about it. She's being held to a standard that she meets every other standard. This one in particular, though. Well, she doesn't know what goes wrong.
So what are you gonna do?
Stands there.
You have to do something, otherwise you'll get thrown
Right.
away again.
Yep. Anne tries her best to control her breathing and not look like she's losing it. And I'm assuming to be honest, at this point, I think. Yeah, I think that's a lost cause. I think she's not. I do not think she would be able to plausibly look like she wasn't losing it.
You know, there's an inkling thought in the back of your head, Anne. You could show them. You can do it. You know yourself. You said it yourself. You pass every other metric.
This sounds like a good idea for someone who is literally about to wash out.
And you break out into a
One of
sprint.
those.
I have a question. Would you like to go left or right?
Right.
Alrighty then. You sprint away from these two doctors who try to stop you for a second, and you know, as you're running, you make a right, and you see as you're running a table with just a doc, like a manila folder on it.
Anne decides to grab it and read it.
Let's see what you find. It's something called Zaku deployment plan, ground type, for something called Task Force Genya. No idea what that is. You flip through it, and it shows
Yeah.
first mechanized, and let me see what the other one was. First tank, Ithacans and Ulysses Division. It says 80 units.
She does not know who any of these. She makes a note of that and carries the document with her.
You run to the hangars, and there's rows upon rows of Hyzacs.
Well, she knows Isaacs very well. She clambers up into. She picks one at random. No, actually, the nearest one, and climbs up into the cockpit.
You hear a pilot say, "Hey, what are you doing?" as the cockpit closes and you step forward, literally breaking the scaffolding around you. I'm gonna roll for
Do
luck.
it. I'll show you. I'm not useless.
To your right, there's a beam rifle, and you pick it up. In front of
Really
you,
lucky.
in front of you, is the hangar doors.
Right. And walks through the hangar doors. Are they closed?
They are closed.
Is there one of those MS scale handle things?
You're not paying super close attention to it, but like the air traffic controllers in the hangar are yelling at you, and when you go for it, it doesn't do anything. But you do have a way to
Shame.
get out.
Anne is going to walk. Well, that's true. First, Anne tries walking through the door, literally through the door.
That doesn't work too terribly well. So it's time for the nuclear option.
All right, plan B. Should have been plan A, really. Blow a hole
Nasty
in the
particles
hangar.
go.
You raise the beam rifle as, around you, these panicked titans flee as, you force an explosion inside this enclosed space. And the hangar door bursts open and you walk out. It's snowing. Down below you, down below the mountainside, you see several lights where there's a firefight currently happening.
All right, and that's perfect, actually. Anne will show them that she can, in fact, be useful. She ignites the jets and jumps down.
Alrighty. Perry, are you back? I think a 5-minute break is called for at this current moment.
Okay.
Roger.
Everyone having a good time?
I'm
Yep.
having a great time. I'm also just like fighting for my life with this fucking computer.
It do be like that, doesn't it?
Get your local tech priest.
She turned on, crashed, turned back on again, didn't lose any work, forgot that it was on battery power, forgot that it had a battery, crashed again, restarted, and now it's working fine.
Actually, Pancake, funny thing about that, my Russian teacher today said that I need to serenade and pray to the dishwasher to appease the domovoi, the household spirits.
Domovoy. Yeah.
We got a new dishwasher. Maybe I should welcome it properly.
This is also the same teacher who said by making things plural, she's turning me into a god. She's hilarious, and she says batshit things like all the time.
It's like a crackpot.
Also, Pancake, I'm sure it would have happened with literally any large file, but the file that like caused it to start like fucking up and exploding was because I tried to get it to open the commission I'm working on for you.
My God.
Because it's a big ass Photoshop file because I'm still rendering it. Like it would have happened with like literally any large file. I don't think it was personal. Let's see if it'll work this time.
I guess I'll be back in a second since we're on break.
Yeah. I'm gonna go take a piss.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna, do the same.
Anyone here?
I am here.
You know, one of my greatest fears with this is that while I'm eating or something, I mute myself in the OBS and I forget to unmute myself when we continue. So the recording is just you all talking to no one.
I'm back.
Hi, back. I'm Dad.
I love Apollo.
Having a good time, Tenchi?
Yep. It's good
And
to be here with
Perry
you.
is cheating on us with his flying circus crew.
I'm not
He also
cheating,
just
I'm literally just chatting.
Ah,
okay,
good
because
bad.
like I don't know how long you were gone, but I just see like in the occasional pop up you guys are talking about flying circus.
Yeah, I get up because I hear break has been called, and I type on my phone.
Well, I thought you were still away. When I
No,
called.
I didn't hear you say anything to me. Genuinely, I've been sitting here waiting. I was like, huh?
I was like, oh, Perry's not here. We're about to start like combat.
Oh, you know what happened? I went to go get dinner and fix myself a bowl. So maybe you talked to me while I was getting that bowl, and I sat back down. I sat back down when you said, "Let's take a break." So I was
No,
like, "Oh, okay."
because you said be right back at like 7 on the dot, and it's like, oh, I should like wait for Perry to get back.
Oh yeah, sorry. I guess I forgot to say I'm back, but then I did have to get up again to get dinner. I am here, however, and I have been
Excellent.
listening.
I'm back.
Hi, back. We're about to get started. Lands.
Cool.
You are at a forward position along with your mobile suit. Right next to you is Duos, Clyde, and the Colonel. You know, there is a firefight going on ahead of you, and each company's about to be deployed.
Wait, Current Mista's on the front lines with us?
Yes, just to observe.
Oh, okay.
Am I not? Am I
He's
there?
still in a mobile suit?
Huh? What was that, Pancake?
Am I there or? Oh.
Oh, is Mista in a mobile suit?
No.
Oh.
You're currently sitting on like a trench. She's sitting in like a pop-up chair right now.
A little dugout with a little pop-up chair. He's got like those operatic little like binoculars.
Yes,
I'm
and right
imagining
next
it's
to
one of those
her,
like fold out lawn chairs.
Sheb and her are drinking wine.
Oh, of course.
I would like all of you, except for Lands, to roll me a place of composure at a -3.
Cool.
That's an awakening point. I got snake eyes.
How many awakening
Okay,
points
that's
do you
a
have?
5.
3.
1
Nope,
failure.
Clyde?
I accidentally rolled 3 die. That would have been a good roll too. Let me re-roll that. Oh. 1 success. I got lucky there.
1 success. You all notice a artillery barrage incoming. What do you do?
How deep's the trench?
Uh,
Aren't we in our mobile suits?
no, not yet.
Oh, Duos is just gonna calmly walk into the trench. He's probably got like a cup of like a tin cup of coffee. And he's just gonna sit down, take a sip of coffee, put his hand over the coffee.
You know, as you're doing this, Duos, Chev is still standing upright, and Colonel Mista is completely unfazed, still observing with her opera glasses.
Yeah, Duos is much the same. Like he's just a little bit more sensible and doesn't have the British officer's doctrine of "I will not duck."
That's a metaphor.
Lance, I presume, is at the edge of the trench, just giddy.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally just kind of leaning forward on his arms, chin tucked onto his arms, kind of staring wistfully at Kilimanjaro as he's waiting for the act.
Oh, it's actually cold. It's actually is because this is the Zeta Kilimanjaro where it's all fucking we're attacking where it's all fucking snowy.
Yeah, the peaks.
So yeah, Duos actually is wearing his leather bomber jacket and he's got a nice little wool scarf as well.
And then Colonel Mista calmly
Probably in
says,
his normal suit.
I believe that is a Hyzak coming right for us. Lieutenant Lands, if you would so kindly remove it.
Your wish is my command, ma'am.
I'll go too. And Duos throws back the coffee and gets up as well.
You're
Hey,
all
Aunt-
coming, Duos, so I would appreciate next time. Everyone mount up.
Anne,
Aye, sir.
please make me a move check.
All of us, or just one of us specifically?
Anne specifically.
Go, man, you might want to reset your Discord real quick because you're cutting out every now and then in terms of the audio lineup with the light on Discord.
This better?
Yep, you're back in sync.
Tenchi,
Yes?
you're flying down towards this Karava forward position in your Hyzak. Please make me a move check.
Alright, how do I do that?
It is on your cheat sheet, right-hand side. 386.
Right, cheat sheet. Cheat sheet, right hand side. Move. It was on the left hand side.
My cursor is currently right over it. It is S14.
S14. Wait, that's where it is? I'm looking at E10 on the. Wait a minute. Under. This would be under combat quick reference, right?
No, it's in your cheat sheet. It's in like the normal character like stats.
Okay. Normal character stats S14. Here we go, move. That is a threshold of 12. And I believe that's 3 dice.
Yes.
Ooh, that looks like 6, 12. That looks like a failure by 3.
Would you like to re-roll?
Sure, let's do that.
Oh, we never did narrative points, did we?
Yes. Does anyone have a D10 on
Because I
hand?
got a whole D10 out and everything.
Please roll me.
I like took out my D10. Well, now I don't know where it is.
Great. Because you definitely do not want
I've
me
got
to do
one.
that.
I've got one. Do you want me to roll?
I've got another one. It's the one I had out fell.
Please, someone roll.
All right. I will roll this d10. And you got a 6.
Alrighty then. So you have 5 narrative points. Please, Tenchi, re-roll.
Perry, do not call me Brutus.
Huh?
What?
In the other server, Perry called me Brutus and a snitch.
Yeah, don't talk on the recording about all this stuff happening. Tenchi and everyone else, please go to the combat sheet, which is pinned in the channel, Remnant Braves channel. You will need it very
Apple's got it open.
shortly.
Uh-oh, combat sheet time.
God damn it, I opened up the playlist. Oops.
So am I in my mobile suit right now, or am I still in
You're in your mobile suit patch.
the
Please,
trench?
you see a Hyzak barreling right down at you. Tenchi, please make that move check again.
Is
Well,
it
Patch makes a shoot check at a -1.
That is one success.
I'm gonna spend a narrative point. Patch, do this in a -1.
what am I doing?
Shoot check, please. You see a Hyzak coming right for you.
Oh, okay. Is that shot tact or shot keen?
Shot tact, please.
Okay. At a -1, that's an 8. Lovely. What is that? Yeah, that's not getting it. 2 failures.
2 failures. Please mark that down on your character sheet. And you see a beam fly past you as you land directly in the middle of this forward operating base. And you see a bunch of Nemos and Jims all turn their beam rifles on you.
Anne is beginning to realize that this might not have been as good an idea as she thought it was. She probably should have tried to keep her footing on the mountain on the mountain instead of going with the flow and sliding down.
Well, you're here now.
But they're just yep. She's here now and they're just gyms. She can definitely do this, she thinks.
Lance, what do you want to do?
She hopes.
So Lance is in this group of Jims and Nemos, I presume.
Yes.
All right, Lance would just broadcast over the loudspeaker. Well, you're a brave fool. Everyone stand down. I'll deal with them. That's an order.
Anne checks to see if she remembered the heat hawk.
No.
Yeah, that might be something you're going to need in a second.
No, all you have is a beam
Uh-oh.
saber. And your guts.
Come on then, ignite your beam saber, gallant fool. Let's see how you do.
All right, Anne stows the beam rifle. I'm assuming any mobile suit that can carry the beam rifle can stow it.
And you
draws
go
the beam saber.
and you go for your beam saber, and you realize this Hyzak does not have one. You just sort of lands. You sort of see the Hyzak like go for something on its back, and then like come back empty-handed, and just sort of stare at the hand.
Seriously? Lance actually kind of sounds a little annoyed over the public comms. Patch, hand me one.
Actually, before you do that, you see
okay.
Chevalier pick up a beam saber from his own back and hand it over.
Thank you, Chev.
Not at all, Lands.
Lance will take the beam saber, walk over to the Hyzak, offer the deignited beam saber. Do you know how to use this? I trust.
Yes, I do.
Excellent.
A confused Anne takes the beam saber.
As soon as she has it, Lance goes to cut off the arm holding it.
Lance, please make me a wrath slight.
Is this Wrath Slight with mobile suit or 2D?
No, this is to act as a positive modifier for your attack roll.
Alrighty. Do. That is a 3 under 5.
So that's 3 successes. Please make a melee wrath at a +3. Actually, no, +2. My bad.
All right, that is a 8 under melee is 5, wrath is 5. That's 10. Reactor. Are we using mobile suit reactor? Or?
Yes, please.
All right, so that's 13, 15 with the +10. That is 8 successes on his melee check. As he goes for this ignition cut as soon as she has the same.
Anne, please roll me a move check.
That is 2 successes. Chad, I don't think that's gonna be enough.
Lands, you cut off the hands of this Hyzak.
Oh well, it looks like you lose. And Lance would put the offhand of the gym on the shoulder of the handless Hyzak. Power down.
And you see this gem turn off its beam saber and just sort of redirect it right above your cockpit. This depowered beam saber hilt.
A thoroughly depressed Anne turns the Hyzak's reactor off.
And Lance would quite politely put the hand of the gym beneath the cockpit so that when the cockpit opens, they can jump in the hand.
Lance, please add another
And
mobile suit victory.
trudges out. Victory! Unarmed Hyzak!
Hey, it was armed. It had a
was
beam
little-
saber.
Now
Beam
it's
right,
unarmed.
That was a little cheap.
Duos is thoroughly disappointed at this engagement.
And Lance, does Anne hop into the hand?
She trudges into the hand miserably.
Oh, don't be too sad. Your bravery is commendable, and I'll be sure to give you plenty of sparring in the downtime now that you're a prisoner of war.
Mr. Director,
Yes.
do I feel something off about this pilot?
It's sort of like imagine this. You know, imagine every new type you've ever met, Duos, is sort of like a cotton ball. You know, soft, fluffy, you squish it, you feel something. You get a feeling more like iron wool or steel wool. It's like scratching your hand unpleasantly.
I am going to go over comms. Lieutenant Lance,
Yeah,
this is a cyber new type.
I really don't care. But thank you for letting me know.
You can kind of sort of feel a tinge of disgust in his voice when he says it.
Patch, Clyde, how much do you two know about cyber new types? Starting with you, Clyde.
Nothing other than he's heard the name.
And I presume you don't know a lot about new types in general.
Not really, no.
What about you, Patch?
Clyde's actually gonna go on radio and be like, Duos, how do you know that?
Call it new type intuition.
Patch is familiar with the concept of a cybernetically enhanced new type or creating an artificial new type. He he's never necessarily been like in the position to fight alongside one, but he's definitely heard stories, specifically stories of, you know, like horrible experiments, but certainly that must be an over exaggeration. But these pilots have a reputation for being unstable and hard to work with. Um, and he he has no negative feelings towards them as people, but the concept of trying to artificially recreate something that's supposed to come as a natural extent of human evolution, it doesn't sit right with them. Makes him feel a little uncomfortable.
Do you want Lance's opinion, Mr. Director, on cyber new type?
Please, as you're bringing Sergeant Ann down to the ground, and you see with her,
Yeah, he'll
she's
do
holding a
that.
little manila folder.
And he'll be like, "Ooh, is that for me?" And Lance's opinion on cyber new types is, they're just pilots. It doesn't really matter. And over comms to the colonel, he'll say, "Colonel,
Yes, Lieutenant.
can I keep him?"
Him seems a little more. Then you hear a slight pause. Female, no?
Well, I said M, not him, but I understand the confusion, ma'am. All right. Can I take this cyber new type into my squad, ma'am?
A cyber new type.
Please. Yep.
Please, Tenchi, say the last two things you just said, in text for posterity's sake.
For posterity's sake, what I just typed. It's a very female-looking cyber new type.
Preceded immediately by, here it comes.
And like Lance is actually getting out of the cockpit now to go down and talk to her and get the manila folder. Like, gun out, by the way, just in
Of
case
course.
anyone's
Thing is,
thinking he's that.
even if you get jumped, Lands, there's like, I don't know, like an entire company of infantry right next to you, and they'll gun her down.
Oh, actually, good point. All right, gun away then. Lance doesn't care then. Like, I forgot the company of infantry is here. Yeah, so Lance has hopped out now in his shorts and his fatigue shirt and his little field cap and his combat boots, and he kind of goes jogging over to the side. How tall is Ann?
I would say average, a little bit higher than that.
So
maybe.
5'8".
Yeah, the 5'7", 5'8" range.
Oh, so they're actually the same height. This is a miracle. It's the first time Lance doesn't have to crane his neck around this place. And he'll go, "Folder, please."
And hands it over.
Okay, so Duo says you're a cyber new type. He's kind of interviewing her.
Yeah.
I think you'd make
How
a
do you feel
great
about the
fit
Titans?
a great fit for our company.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest. I saw your bravery. I want someone like that in my company, particularly my team. I think the Titans are misusing your skill set if they're sending you out on solo suicide charge.
Oh,
You see
I
Anne
did
sort of
this because
shift.
they were going to throw me away.
You see Anne like
Oh,
uncomfortably shift.
well, he offers his hand. Let's be friends. Join my team and you won't get tossed away.
I use
A
talent.
slightly hesitant Anne takes his hand.
And he kind of shakes her hand and goes, "All right, yep, she's good to sign up, sir."
As you're flipping through this, it's something called Task Force Genya, and there's a schematics for a mobile suit.
I can't read this.
Allow me, sir.
You look at it.
Duos, when did you get down here?
Looks at my stealth of 5. Don't worry about it.
All right, he'll hand
pressure
the
of
folder
3.
off because it's all boring stuff anyways.
You look at it,
And he'll just lead Ann off, talking excited.
it's about the deployment of something called a Zeku ground type. It is a big fucking mobile suit, about as big as a Rick Diaz.
Would I know anything about the Zeku?
No, not a fucking thing. However, what you can recognize is the name Task Force Zhenya and First Mechanized Division Ulysses.
Oh, oh, hell no! Oh, hell no! Hold up, I need to post this fucking video.
It says currently that 80 units are currently deployed with Task Force Zhenya on their patrol in sub-Saharan Africa. And it's just some data about
Duos.
how well the Zeku's doing there. And these numbers look very impressive.
Hold up. You can see Duos's face. He's mostly been a sort of had a neutral expression since all of you have known him. Just sort of lights up with rage. Absolute rage looking at this paper.
And recoils slightly.
Oh, don't mind him. He just makes faces like that sometimes. Come on, you have to go talk to the colonel. He keeps leading her away to the truck.
Clyde's got like this whole scene zoomed in on like his mobile suit's view screen, and he just has the most dumbfounded look he's ever had, probably.
I just
It's
imagine
probably just
you,
making
Yes.
faces.
you and Pat just like sharing a look. Like this is really happening.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at all the other mobile suits with my suit, just moving the head.
Yeah, like, going out of the way to like turn the mobile suit head, it turns to match, and it's just like, oh yeah, okay, this is what's
Jim
happening
visors
now.
flash, but it's in confusion.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you seeing this? Oh, okay, I guess this is actually happening. But he is particularly interested in what's got Duo so
Spooked.
disturbed about the folder.
So, Lance, you arrive with Colonel Mista, and there's Sheb. And then Shebs makes a joke. I see your duel was quite short.
Well, she had spirit, but her guard wasn't up quick enough, I'm afraid.
That was a dirty trick you pulled, Lance.
You may call it dirty. Lieutenant Commander Hunt would call it a lesson.
It worked.
See, she's not sore about it. She learned, she's better, and she'll never fall for that trick again.
I just imagine Anne looking like so fucking dejected about not getting.
I think I'm not good. I think. What are you saying?
Yeah, Anne looks really dejected because she lost so soon. So quickly.
Yeah, she lost so soon. But on the other hand, this is a lesson that Anne notes. I think I learned to check that the beam saber is actually loaded before I sortie.
See what I mean, Shep? And he kind of pats her on the back.
I
I like someone who's not a sore loser, and I'm sure she'll beat me in the next fight.
Then the colonel says it wouldn't have helped you anyways. And then she like does that circle motion with her hand, expecting you to say a name.
Anne puts her feet together and salutes the obvious superior officer. Anne Riag.
Well, it wouldn't have helped you anyways, Anriag, on account of the fact that the Hyzak cannot use a beam saber and a beam rifle at the same time. Well,
They only had Hyzak.
Well, Anne, what brings you to our little slice of the world? And you see this colonel with a fucking bird on her shoulder. She looks ridiculous.
Anne looks at the bird like she doesn't really get to see birds that often.
Lance is looking at the colonel and the bird with stars in his eyes.
running away.
She raises an eyebrow.
clarifies.
An eyebrow?
The colonel raises an eyebrow.
An eyebrow at Canberra.
Don't make me
And
trans-dimensionally
clarifies
shoot you.
We're gonna kill you with hammers. Roll for hammers.
Joke's on you.
Roll
Lance is
for
ready to die
hammers.
anytime, any place. Sorry, continue though, Ted.
Rolling for
And Anne
hammers.
clarifies again.
I rolled a 9.
Oh, hold on. I have to get hit by hammers first. 9 hammers. A lot of hammers today.
Well, I got 10 on this D10.
Why are you all throwing hammers at me? What the fuck? What is this
Oh,
betrayal?
fuck. 10 Wait, you're not throwing hammers at me?
No, we're picking on Lance because
Anyway.
he made fun of me mispronouncing something. Anyways, please continue.
Anyways, and Anne clarifies again that, and I was running away because they were going to throw me away.
Throw you away.
I was just having a little trouble with the psychomu test. I can fight. I've been training to do it for years now.
Lance again puts a hand on her shoulder. It's like, see, Colonel, can I bring her into my team, please?
Lance, I'd like you to make me keen empathy.
Oh, okay.
Is that one of your deficient skills?
It's not deficient, hilariously. It's not great either. What's our narrative points looking like?
You're
'Cause it would
currently
be funny to
5
get
out of
this.
10.
I'll use it. It'll be funny. All right. +2 to the roll. And you know what? That is enough because I rolled a 6 and the threshold was a 7 with the +2. So that is 2 successes. Somehow Lance comes off as a human being to the Colonel in this instance.
No, actually, what you notice when Anne says training for this for years, the Colonel and Chev share an uncomfortable look with one another.
Lance doesn't understand that. He's been training for years to do this too.
Duos, would you like to intervene in this, considering the fact that you have the folder?
Yeah, I will just sort of. Duos will walk up, that same very, very upset look on his face, and he will hand the folder to the colonel.
She picks it up.
Seems like the Titans have a new mobile suit, and it also looks like they're equipping it to an elite division. What was the division's name again?
First Mechanized Ulysses.
Not you. No. The one with the name attached to it. I know. It's the first mechanized.
And the other one is 10
What
Tank.
was the other name?
10 Tank Ithacan.
Does that one ring any bells to Duos or no?
Yeah, they're all part of the Special Coastal Army. The Special Coastal Army. They were up north at Dakar, remember?
Yes, I know that. It looks like the defenders of Dakar are here, Colonel.
She nods her head in contemplation. And this mobile suit is on site?
I'm not sure if it's at Kilimanjaro, but First Mech does have it, most likely.
I see. Well, and she looks over at Anne. You seem like the type to be completely and utterly incapable of lying. No offense intended. Please, Lance, and take her into your custody. Do as you wish.
Yes, ma'am. All right, welcome to the team. I'll get you outfitted into a gym.
And salutes.
Oh, you know
I
what?
just-
You could use Duos' old gym.
and does not appear to have a problem with hand-me-downs.
Oh, hey, Anne. By any chance, do you have any information or knowledge of the inside of Kilimanjaro? Route, security?
Yeah, I was inside. I was inside very recently.
Okay. Could you be a good soldier and write that all down for the colonel?
And attempts to find a pen and paper to write it down.
You know, as you're about to do that, you hear a siren for enemy attack.
Never mind. We'll get to it later, I guess. See you in a bit, ma'am. And Lance salutes the colonel before dragging Anne and kind of like thumping Duos on the shoulder to get moving as well to go mount.
You don't need to tell me twice, sir.
You know,
That's why I didn't.
as you're running, what you see is a bunch of Marasais and another Gundam Mark II coming down the mountainside.
Oh, that'll make a fine addition to the collection.
This Gundam Mark II, am I getting a familiar feeling from it?
Yes, same as how you got the Gundam Mark II you're currently in.
All right, as Duos is climbing into the Mark II, he's doing the hand method because it's a Gundam. He can't just be boring and use the Ascension line. He's going to, because the way Duos wears his stuff in combat is he always has his radio headset and his flak jacket, this time over his Karaba bomber jacket. And he gets on the radio. Patch,
Yes?
I'm going to spend a narrative point.
your old friend's coming.
I'm actually going to spend a narrative point. When you hear patch, lands and makes a fucking beeline straight for you.
Oh, Lance
Wait,
is
what
even in
hap-
his cockpit.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm so
This
sorry.
Gundam is going to make a straight beeline for lands.
Ah, okay.
Duos, Patch, is this Patch's friend again?
Yes, it is.
What's her name, Patch?
Farian?
Over open comms, Lands literally
know,
taunts. Oh, Firene, here to lose another Gundam?
You know, as you're saying that, you see Firene quite literally thrust past Duos in the Mark II.
I see.
And you see this Mark II, no shield, with modified shoulders, with extra thrusters, stand right down at you and says, I have a fucking score to settle with you, as she points the beam saber at you.
Are you?
And she's
Shit, looks like I'm getting a second challenger today.
And she's going to make a melee attack. How would you like to react?
Lands is gonna try to parry it.
All right. Melee wrath, please, on the cheat sheet.
All right, that is 7 under a threshold of 13.
How many successes is that?
Oh, sorry, yeah, 7 successes.
I have some bad news for you.
Yeah, I figured as much.
With that charge bonus, it turns into 15 successes for her.
Oh, this
Holy
sounds
shit.
familiar.
Those are numbers?
I mean, yeah, it's what I did to her. Fair enough. Turnabout's fair
Yeah.
play, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Get fucked.
Lance, what happens is quite simply, how do you try to defend yourself?
I mean, Lance anticipated this to be a thrusting charge with how she was aimed, so he had his shield and beam saber angled to either turn the beam saber away from the center point or catch the beam saber on his shield. And I'm guessing she instead basically slashes low.
Yeah, and then she cuts both of your hands off, like pivots to punch the Jim's head off, and then cut your right leg off. You know, the same one you blew off.
Lance just laughs over Cobbs and goes, "Oh, okay."
And then you fall to the earth.
And so he does. There is a smashing sound in the cockpit, I imagine, as his comms cut out.
I'm gonna turn this
Lance,
over to Anne.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Patch is freaking out. He's hyperventilating. You can just hear him panicking over comms.
Anne calls out for Lance. Did Lance have a rank patch on what he was wearing?
First lieutenant, yeah.
First lieutenant. All right. Anne calls out, Lieutenant. And I presume there's no response. His suit's disabled, right?
Yeah, and he doesn't wear a normal suit, so he has no like helmet comms or anything like that. So yeah, at the moment, no response.
Well, the power on the mobile suit's still
And
on. It's
turn.
just like completely useless right now.
Oh, all right. Well, if it's still on, I guess the comms are on then. No.
Were the comms damaged?
No, just like everything that you would need to fight, like armor, health.
Okay, so basically, the stream cut out for a second, and then Lance comes back, like grinning, kind of savagely, as he just is like, "Ah, well, it looks like I'm out for this round." Duos, take command, would you?
you know I'm not going to let you die, right?
Well, she's not going to kill me either. Not while you're here. But I can't fight for myself, much to my frustration. So get it done, Duos.
The Gundam is.
Very well.
When Lance went down, he fell. The Gundam is right in front of him, right?
Correct.
Right. This looks like the kind of situation in which someone should get the Gundam off of him. So, does anyone mind if I...
Go ahead.
Alright. So, the Gym 2 comes by default with a beam.
Saber, yes.
They've swapped out the beam spray guns for the beam rifle, right?
Yeah. I already adjusted your sheet accordingly.
Alright. So Anne levels the beam rifle. So Anne turns to the Gundam that has just struck Lance down non-lethally, and aims down her sights and squeezes off, well, beam fire.
Please make me a tact firearm systems flat roll.
That's 10. Yeah, that goes wide.
Alrighty then. Who would you like to pass to?
That is
How many failures was that?
Duos. Let me count them up. That was 6 failures.
Oof. Don't forget to mark that down on your character sheet.
Oof, ouchie.
Duos, what do you want to do? Duos.
Oh,
You know,
I
around
am
you
going.
is, you know, a massive firefighter's broken out as like, I don't know, like 15 Marsais in this Gundam Mark II have shown up.
All right, Lance is going to go over comms. And Let the second lieutenant have his duel. Everyone else, let's make sure we're not. Let's make sure he's not jumped. Deal with the Mara size. I'll hop in if Duos, or I'm Duos. I'll hop in if Lands needs help.
To clarify, I'm out of combat.
Oh wait, you're. Oh shit,
His
you've been.
menace is
That's
out.
why Lance
No, he's
turned
like,
command
it was
over
over.
Duos. I am out of combat. Like I'm done. Like
It's over.
Land's
Oh, fuck.
He lost.
Land's mobile suit is like completely and utterly mission killed right now.
brother, I'm missing both arms and a leg. I am not like
And
look.
a head.
Lance would if he could Black Knight
You
this
got
up and be
Vulcans.
like but be
You
like
got
it's just a
Vulcans.
scratch. But
Bro's got
Okay, never mind. All
one
right.
leg, no hands,
Rewind,
and no head.
rewind, rewind. Everyone else focus on the Mara size. Patch, I'll deal with your friend.
there's got to be a way we can settle this without killing each other. I just, fuck.
For you, Lands, I'll give talking a shot.
You know, as you
I don't
say
care if
that,
you talk to her.
Well, not Land. God, why am I screwing this up? Dude, that extra 24 hours of oh wait, no, more than 24 hours. That extra 30 hours of overtime really fucked me up.
They stole your brain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you meant Patch.
you know, this
Yes,
is
I meant Patch.
You know what this is really like, Pancake? This is like you're a cyber new type right now. They stole your brain.
Stole my brain.
They stole your brain for robot.
They gave me medically induced DID with the side effect of psychic powers.
They saved Rosamia's brain.
Anyway, Duos is going to.
Actually, I'm going to spend a narrative point, Duos. You
Yes.
see Fyrene, you know, you get a feeling that she's searching for someone, and she immediately turns to Anne, and you can feel her malevolent intent upon her, and you see her Fyrene, this Mark II, raise its beam rifle.
No, not if I have anything to do about it. I am going to fire my own beam rifle at her beam rifle.
Alrighty. So that is a called shot. This would be at a -2. Would you like to use any of your reactions to make this aimed?
No, I'm confident in my baseline shooting.
This will be a alrighty then. So there's +2 because of point blank, -2 because your target's nimble 2, then another -2 because it's a called shot. So make this roll at a -2.
All right, and the Gundam special rule is I get 2 actions a turn, right?
Yeah, so you could potentially fire again, or you can do 4 things, and 2 of them would be at a -2. Your target will dodge.
All right, so threshold of 13. Result 7. That is 7 degrees of success.
8 degrees of success. However, what you successfully do is, because Fyrene had to dodge, she does not get the shot off on Anne. Would you like to use your second
I'm going to
action?
laser liner.
Sure thing. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm going to use my second action, but first, I need to talk.
Alrighty.
Well,
Can I hear what they're saying, by the way?
Oh, yeah, no. Duos isn't shutting off his comms.
Okay.
He's doing open. Well. Funny seeing you here again. I bet it's a little bit disheartening fighting your old mobile suit.
Please, hey, it's old man. You didn't even earn it.
Nah. How old are you, kid?
Hey, Patch. You want to get in on this conversation?
Yes.
Because that's something Patch would
I
know.
just didn't have anything to say. Oh, wait, what did he say? I'm so sorry. I spaced the fuck out.
how old Irene is. She's 19.
Oh, yeah. She's 19.
You're a little babe. I joined the 1-year war when I was 19, kid. I have killed more Zeeks than you have ever seen in your entire life. I'm not gonna let some jumped up kid do that to my squad lead and intend to do it to the rest of my squad. You're fighting me today. And only
Please.
me.
Just put down the beam saber and or the beam rifle, and we can talk about this without killing each other, please.
You don't get to say that, Patch, anymore. Not after what you put us through. We had to bury you.
You keep on acting like that, and they're gonna have to bury you too.
No, just. I'm sorry.
Irene, there's only one way out of this. That's surrendering and joining the right fight.
I couldn't agree more. Patch, turn off your mobile suit. I'm taking you home.
No, I'm staying here, and you should too. The Titans aren't. This isn't what we signed up for. This isn't what we signed up to fight for. They're just some paramilitary group doing whatever they want with the Federation. This isn't the kind of protection and freedom that we wanted to fight for.
And what? Let the Zeeks
Just-
run wild?
That's not. Look, it's all complicated and it's all a mess, but what the Titans are doing is just unnecessarily hurting people. Do you think gassing colonies is a good idea?
No, but I do think the Titans should still exist. And I can't condone
Why?
the AEUG or Karaba imposing their will upon the Earth Federation Assembly. The Assembly gave us these powers, and it's the Assembly's right to take them away, not yours.
In the middle of her little monologue, I'm going to fire birdlime at her.
Please make me a poise light systems.
Poise slight systems.
And I'm going to spend a narrative
Alrighty.
point to make this a residual defense. So you're
I'm
trying
going to
beat
spend a narrative point to give me a +2.
So the success you're trying to beat is 8.
All right.
We're just fucking throwing narrative points around.
Poise slight systems. 10. I have to beat a 10. This is going to be fun.
That's a sound.
I got a 4, snake eyes, and a 2.
How many successes is that?
Oh shit.
That's 7 successes.
I still win.
Can I use another narrative point to push that into an 8?
And force the tiebreaker?
And then do a roll-off? Yeah, force tiebreaker. All right. I will force the tiebreaker. I'm getting mechanical with this bitch. All right, yes, I will spend another narrative point to force a tiebreaker.
Very well then. I rolled a 5.
I'm cooked.
What was that, Perry?
I rolled a 3.
I thought you said Perry well then, and I was like, wait, what?
Perry, I'm gonna start using that now just to fuck with you, Perry.
That's so funny.
Like I
I got
thought
a-
you were very well. Was very well. Sorry, continue, Vic.
I got a 3.
You successfully gum up one of its arms.
Oh, I was aiming for the torso, so she can't eject again.
Alrighty then. Okay then. Who do you pass the turn to?
Patch. Oh fuck! I didn't do my leadership check. I didn't do my leadership check for telling everyone else to deal with the Mara size. Can I do that real quick?
I'm gonna spend a narrative point. Roll me a poison composure check and a -2.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Poise, composure, 5. Oh wait, no, -2. That'd be a 3.
Yeah.
And I got a 6. That's not good.
You forget to do it. Who do you want to pass to? It has to be to an enemy.
Oh, to an enemy?
Yes.
Let's do the first Marasai.
Very well then. Clyde. It's gonna take a
I'll be
shot
right
at
back.
It's gonna take a shot at you. What do you want to do?
I guess I'll dodge.
Alrighty then, please make me a move check.
That's a move check, right?
Yes.
All right.
Ooh.
Yep. Where'd the dice go?
I rolled 5 successes. Nope.
I got 1 failure.
Would you like to reroll? You have 7 out of 10 narrative points.
Sure, I'll use another die to reroll. I got 1 success.
1 success. So it takes a shot at your shield, Clyde, and destroys it. Two is still out, and it will pass.
So do I mark my shield in the MS stats as 0?
Yeah,
Or is there somewhere else where I put that?
as 0, mostly because that would affect shrug offs.
Okay.
However, you may also mark in your nimble that you're now nimble 1. Congratulations.
Let's go. Where is nimble?
It's right below technology and above unit score.
Ah, I see.
Patch.
Yes.
Another mobile suit starts to come in, and it's going right for you, and has its beam saber turned off, and it looks like it's about to get into melee.
Okay. Is it like charging at me?
Yeah.
Can I guess like parry its strike?
Sure.
I'm assuming it's about to hit me. We're gonna play a fun game called I play ranged all the time and I don't know how melee works. We're gonna figure it the fuck out. So what do I roll to do that?
So you want to parry this? So let's see. That would be
Yeah.
grit, melee, reactor. You might want to also use your. Would you like to use your shield instead of an arm or a beam saber in this?
Hold on, let me see what this tally's up to. It's my reactor.
Because your shield is 6, but your reactor
Mm.
is 3.
My reactor is 3, yeah. Well, in total, that's a 12. So I guess I guess I'll just use the shield. Yeah.
So instead of using a reactor, use your
So
shield
then
instead.
it would be.
Yep. So it'd be 3 higher.
All right. So that's a 15, which is much better. Let's go. Okay. Alrighty, that was a good roll, actually. I don't know if it's good enough.
I got 3 failures, so.
Well, God damn it. Please let me do it. 7 successes.
7 successes. You bat. It's basically, it's charging at you. Like, remember in the first episode of Gundam, where it's like, basically like, it's holding its hand and its other hand and has its shoulder out and it's about to shoulder check you. And it does that into a shield. It like slides off. I'm gonna pass this turn to you, Patch. What do you want to do?
Patch obviously, does not want to make a lethal strike on this enemy. And he he's seen Lance do his trademark cutting off people's hands thing. So I think he's going to try to do something like that, some kind of non-lethal disabling strike with the beam saber.
Tact, melee, grit, -2.
What was the first one that you said?
Tact, melee, reactor. I'm so used to saying grit in melee checks. I say it almost reflexively.
Well, I wish it was grit because my tact is a 2.
Would you like to be a grit?
Oh, it's at a minus. I mean, that would be much better. My grit is a 4.
Please go ahead with grit then.
Okay. Okay, that's a 12, and then it was at a -2.
Yeah.
So that brings it back to 10. All right, let's see if I can do this.
You also have narrative points. Oh, too late now.
Oh shit! I can do this, I think. Because that's an awakening point. Let me add that.
How many successes?
Okay, that's a 6. Result of 6 successes. 10. 5 successes.
5 successes. 5 successes. So.
And I got snake eyes.
Adam, you already mentioned the awakening point, and this Marasai, as you non-lethally dispatch it, falls to the ground. Add a victory.
Yay.
Patch, who would you like to pass the turn to?
All right, combat sheet. Who can I pull? I think I'll pass it to Clyde.
You can't. It has to be an enemy. I
It
believe
has
so.
to be an enemy?
Actually, no,
okay.
I'm wrong. You are right. Clyde, you're up.
Okay.
All right, it was the first Marasai that shot at me, right, or was it the second?
It was the first one. The second Marasai no longer exists. However, the third and fourth Marasai haven't spent any actions or reactions at this point.
I guess I'm gonna fire at the first Marasai since you shot at me. I'll probably be going for center mass.
First Marasai?
Third. Yeah,
Third.
first Marasai.
Third Marasai, you said?
Third?
Yeah, third
I
Marsai.
took first.
Oh, first Marsai. Please make this attack at a -1. Actually, no, +1, because you're so close.
Okay. So be a 13. Let's see what we get.
I got 1 success.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. That's 2. You destroy its shield.
Eye
And
for an eye.
eye for an eye. Who would you like to pass to, Clyde? It must be an enemy.
I guess Marsai number 3.
Third Marsai. And the third Marsai, at Fireman's instruction, is going to shoot at you, Anne. Unless Duos would like to intervene in some way.
What must I intervene on behalf of?
They are here to shoot Anne for, defecting with important documents.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one of my reactions.
You can, since you have 1 action left, make this just an aimed attack at the same time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'll do that.
And it's going to try to shoot Anne. Please roll.
I say nuh-uh.
Please, a shoot tact, firearms tact, firearms tact systems, +2, sorry. That's 3 successes on my end.
All right, let me count up my successes. 5, 10. That's 8 successes.
8 successes. 1 moment. So 5 for the first one, -3 +2. Boop, 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 boop. You get a solid hit on this thing, and then its shot goes wide over you, Anne.
Yeah, I'm just trying to blow his arm off.
Firing is going to spend her second action, going out of wait to act, to attack you, Duos, with the beam saber. Charge.
Uh-oh.
What would you like to do?
Parry.
I am going.
Who's
I'm
being
gonna
again?
position my shield so that her beam saber goes into it, and then I'm going to try and wrench it up. So I'm gonna try to do a tact shrug off of my shield. Basically, strategically get my shield hit on purpose so I can wrench her beam saber away from me.
Alrighty, please do so. Please make that roll.
Alrighty, that's a 16. And that is a
7.
result of 8, so 9 degrees of success.
7 degrees of success. She shoulder checks into you and, tries to stab down into the cockpit, and, it catches on the shield. As the two of you are like grappling.
That's really funny, Firina. Zeke tried to hit me with that in 0080. Didn't work too well for him.
And the turn then goes to the fourth Marsai, who's going to attack Anne. Anne, would you like to dodge? Or shoot back, suppress?
Yeah, I can't really do anything right now, and I'm dealing with shit right now.
Let's try dodging, as opposed to getting hit.
Well, you can also try to suppress this attack, which is you'd ignore the target's nimble, and you give yourself a +1 when you make your attack, but you do no damage. And the successes you get is a negative modifier to your target's next check.
Menace prevents her from getting shot, right?
Yeah, it would, if you get enough successes.
Let's try it.
Okay, then please make me a
Let's
flat,
try it.
either shot keen or shot tact, whichever you really prefer. At a +1.
Keen, man is going to trust in her honed reflexes to interrupt the enemy's attempt to shoot her
Actually,
by shooting at them instead.
speaking of that, Anne, you have sharp reactions and precognition too. This should be done at
Yes, that's
an
right.
additional +2.
So that's a total of +3?
Yes.
Let's do it. I'm rolling.
I got 1 success on my end.
Let's see that. Let's see. Where's the sheet? That is a result of 12 against the threshold the threshold is 16, 5 successes.
You know, it tries to get a shot off on you, but like every single time it like pops out from whatever piece of cover it's found, you just like fire a beam and it has to either move or move and like it misses its like lead on you, bead on you, or it tries to step out, you fire the beam, has to step back into its cover. And that's top of turn. Bottom of turn, I mean.
Anne's eyes flick from side to side as she tracks the Marasai, playing whack-a-mole.
Lance.
Like,
Unless Anne would like to say something.
Yes.
Just a note that it's probably satisfying every time the Marasai is forced back into cover. By the way, this uses up ammo, right?
Yeah, for every check.
Mm-hmm. Right, so she's fired twice now.
So, Lance, I have a question.
Look at my mobile suit dog. I'm cooked.
You know who might be able to help you with the situation, though, Lance?
Well, who is that god? As I sit in my cockpit.
The infantry company defending your forward operating base. They
I mean that's kind of unironically the current god.
Yeah, just to mention, like they probably have anti-tank.
Yeah, I mean Lance's current thought is that he will get out of his mobile suit, go to join the infantry company, head back to the command post, ask the colonel for permission to get a new mobile suit, and then make his way back. That's Lance's current thought in his head at the moment.
I have a question, Lance. Would you like to spend 2 narrative points just to make that happen real quick?
No, I'm not. They're in a fight for their lives right now. Lance is not stealing narrative weight from them.
But you would know what would really help?
He's just going
in this situation where it's a numerically equal fight versus qualitatively superior mobile suits. Numbers.
Well, you know what? You make a good point, God, but I believe in democracy made manifest, so I'm going to let all the other players decide if I'm spending 2 narrative points to make that happen. And if one of them says no, I'm walking, bro. I'm hiking. I'm hoofing.
Duos wants to kill my bestie, and I know that you won't. So,
I love that that's the yes vote here is we need lands to restrain the violence of all things.
Okay, well, Patch is gonna try to do it, but I'm just not confident in his ability to pull that off successfully. He did it good once. You know, he's learning.
All right. Is there any actual objections in terms of the democracy of what GoMine is suggesting?
There are none.
Going once, going twice, going 3 times.
Oh,
right.
crazy Colonel Commissar.
All right, Lance is gonna eject out of his mobile suit, and I'm gonna not eject. He's just gonna pop the hatch and get out.
Calmly walk out.
Ejecting at this stage would be silly. Yeah, and I'm gonna spend the 2 narrative points as Lance just starts fucking sprinting, like just starts running.
Bro is going for it.
He's going.
Lands.
He's
He's
fucking
going
going.
the distance.
You come back in your brand spanking new Gym 2 because the pilot of this gym was blown up by an artillery barrage, like, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. And they didn't have
I'm
a
really
pilot.
turning into a cavalry
We just
officer.
killed that guy.
I'm really turning into a cavalry officer with horses right now, aren't I, Gomine? I'm really a French hussar.
You're gonna get dehorsed a second time in
Well,
2
you know
days.
the big difference.
All right. Well,
Well, you know-
Lands goes sprinting by, comes back in this Gym 2, and over open comm says, "All right, I'm back."
Welcome back, Lieutenant.
I'll
Welcome
take Firene from here, duo.
You sure? I'm kind of we're kind of entangled currently. I think I can do this
You
a
see
little bit
Duos
longer.
and the 2 Gundam Mark IIs literally like shuffle left and right, you know, their feet biting into the ground as they're vying for supremacy.
All right, I'll leave it to you a little longer. Harper, do you need an assist?
Sure, boss.
I just don't want to steal victory from you. Are you good, or do you need an assist?
I'm fine. Help out the other 2, I guess.
All right, and Lance is going to like immediately hit the thrusters on his Gym 2 and go to just pass by and cut the Murasai that the other 2 are fighting down, so that he could go join Duos and Firene's little dance.
So, which one would you like to attack, the first or third Marasai? They're both damaged, unless you'd like to attack the fourth, which is at full health.
Oh, we'll go for the 4th then.
Yeah, it's gonna try to shoot you as you come in, you know, make your attack run.
That's fine. It can do that. It's not my mobile suit.
Well, but it is your life.
No, it's Hunt's life.
Oh, that's a really bad roll on my end.
Uh-oh.
That's 4 failures.
Was I making a move check or the melee check?
Please first with your move check.
Okay, that is 2 successes.
2 successes. Please make your melee at a flat. Melee wrath, please. Melee. With your
All right,
reactive.
melee wrath. All right, I know this one by heart now at this point. So that is a threshold of 14 and a result of an 11 for 4 successes as the beam saber cuts into a Marasai.
Oh, I've landed on my book. So it's 4 successes on 5. That's 8 damage total. You destroy its shield. Would you like to attack a second time?
Yeah, sure. Lance will just keep swinging the beam saber at this thing. He goes for the initial shoulder cut. It gets caught on the shield. He deignites the beam saber to press the hilt up against the shield and try to just punch it straight through.
Please make this same roll as last time, but instead at a -4.
All right, that's an awakening point.
Oh, how many awakening points are you currently at?
That's my first, bro. Like,
Welcome to Awakening Point Club. I have 2.
Yeah, so that's 8 successes, and that is my first awakening point.
You bring it up to the cockpit. Do you have anything to say?
Power down, please. I don't want to waste more time with you. Tap, 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 tap.
One moment.
It's like a fishbowl finger. You're getting pressed against the fishbowl, but it's a beam saber.
I am going to spend a narrative point. All you hear this guy say... Actually, no, Duos. Actually, no, actually. Scratch that. Anne.
Yes?
You feel a malevolent spirit in the fourth Marsai. It's...
I got another new type. This is
No.
glorp shit.
No, this guy's about to attack. You can read his intentions.
Oh.
Alright, Anne calls out. He's about to attack, and then moves to attack him before he can attack.
Alrighty, Anne. Please make me a tact firearm systems.
How close is she?
You're all
this
within
guy.
short range. You're in a real clusterfuck right now.
Short range as in she could hop over and use her own beam saber?
Yes.
Or short range as in out of... Ah, the beam saber would work here. Alright.
Yep.
Anne rushes forward to stab the... No, actually, she's going to try and swipe the arms off of this offending mobile suit. It is going to... Well, it has weapons held, right?
Yeah, so it currently has its beam rifle arm pushed out to the side. Its beam sabers have been cut off because they're on the they were stored on the shield, but it still has Vulcans. And as the camera, as it slows down, focuses on the Marsai turning down its head towards the gym too.
Right, she's going to bring her beam saber down on the head. In that case.
Please, make me a melee grit reactor.
Melee grit. That is a threshold of 11. And 3 successes.
Lands, as you're talking to this guy, you suddenly hear him yell, "Die!" And then up the hand comes over this Marsai, puts the beam saber right on top of the head, like tap, then ignition, then it's dead, and it falls to the ground.
Is the pilot dead? Or...
Oh yeah, definitely, vaporized.
Lane's smile twitches slightly, but he just goes...
The pilot was in the head?
I know, you just...
I think it's the idea that your beam saber straight down went into the cockpit.
Yeah.
So Lane's his smile twitches slightly as he steps back and goes, "What a waste. Good work, Anne. I appreciate the save.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Please,
we'll count that one as yours."
Yeah. Let's see. Fourth Marsai no longer exists. Lance,
and Anne mentally marked off 1 kill.
Yeah. Lance, since you were the last one to have gone, who'd you like to pass the turn to?
Are we on a new round? Have people gone already, or
No, you were the first one to go.
okay? I'm this
Yeah,
new.
we're top
okay,
of the
cool, cool, cool.
turn.
I'm gonna give it to my boy Harper. I want to see Harper pop off, so I'm passing it to him.
All right. I guess I'm gonna do a called shot on the arm of the first Marsai, the one holding the gun.
Alrighty
So
then.
that's -2.
It's going to try to dodge. Please do this in a -4, unless you'd like to use your reaction to make this a -2.
Can I use a narrative die to
Sure.
make it a -2? 17, 14 threshold. All right, I got a 12, so that's 3 successes.
Versus my 3 successes. Would you like to spend a narrative point to make just like get this done with, or would you prefer to do the roll off?
Let's do the roll off.
Very well done. I roll a 5.
I rolled a 2.
You win. You blow this beam rifle clean out of its hand. Who would you like to pass the turn to?
Does it have to be an enemy or can it be friendly?
It has to be an enemy at this point.
All right, well, I guess the third Marsai.
The third Marsai is going to start to turn and run because this fight is not going in their favor. It does so with 2 successes. And it's going to give the turn to the third Marsai, who's going to do the same. First Marsai, I mean. And that one does it with 7 successes. So you see these 2 Marsais blast away. And I'm going to give the turn to Duos.
All right, so we are still, me and Firene are still interlocked in Gundam fight time.
Yes, like the cover of the Gundam Mark II Master Grade.
Let me see that real quick.
Be yawning.
I'm sorry.
How dare you be tired after work?
Duos is having
This
such
isn't
an
even
easy
after work. This is
time.
my day off.
Duos is having such an easy time that he's physically yawning during this fight.
Dude, Firene might actually crash out if that happened. Like,
Yeah, I think she'd explode.
Yeah. All right, so I'm assuming we left off like basically right after her beam saber is making a nice little neat hole through my shield that I am currently wrenching upwards.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to take, excuse me, I'm going to take one of my actions and I'm going to suppressive fire her at point blank with my Vulcans.
And she's going to counter suppressive fire you, doing the exact same.
Just unloading Vulcans into each other.
Because she is nimble too, this is at a -2 for you.
All right. But it'd be +2 because it's point blank.
Yeah, so it's a flat for you.
Yeah, flat 15. And that is
9 successes.
all right. Let's see what I got. I rolled a 6. That is 10 degrees of success.
You know, lands collide, and you basically see these two Gundams, one black, one white, unload into one another. And like sparks are flying literally everywhere. And you see a bush catch on fire just from all the sparks firing around. And there's not a lot of vegetation out here.
This is Kino. This is pure Kino.
This is bad for the environment.
Anne is very impressed.
Of
All
course
right,
you
I
are.
am going to use my second action, and I'm just gonna while we are too busy fucking dumping rounds into each other with the Vulcans, I'm just gonna go for a sweep of my beam saber very quickly and just try to cut her legs out from under her.
Alrighty, she's going to attempt to dodge.
All right, I will let her dodge first.
I have 8 successes.
All right, I'm going to use my bonus. Here's how it's done, major, and get 8 successes and force a roll off.
Very well then. Let's see.
Oh.
I rolled a 3.
Oh, that's going to be a hard one to beat. 1.
I'm going to spend 3 narrative points. Do it again.
Oh my
3?
I
Do it
can.
again? Okay.
That's
Are
a
we
lot
going to
of
do a
narrative.
roll off again, or are we going to do
Yeah. Yeah, roll off again.
2?
1.
2!
Oh my
Let's go.
god!
She slips between the beam saber swipe as she let's see. Runs the hell away. And it suddenly gets quiet for a second. I want to spend another 2 narrative points. Everything seems quite quiet.
I don't like this.
Lance, how you feeling?
He's not really satisfied with how that last fight went, and he's kind of a little antsy because he wants to go fight Firene, but Firene's busy with Duos, and there's not really an opening where it would make sense for him to fight Firene.
And
And
just saw
he's kind
Firene
of like
leave.
there's that small part of his. Yeah, and like there's that small part of it. Of course, she left again. At this point, he's convinced she's a coward. Or is becoming convinced, I should say, because he was really impressed with her charge. He was like, wow, that was awesome. And now he's like, wait, you're leaving already? What the fuck? Like, what? Ugh, it was just getting good, is essentially the vibe Lance has about him, with a slight twinge of regret for the Marasai pilot who died.
He is discovering that Farine is falling victim to the hype moments and aura faction nature of the people she's working for.
Are any Marasais left, or have they all retreated?
They have all
Well,
retreated.
there's the one that I downed. I'm assuming he's still there.
Actually, Anne, you're getting a very familiar feeling right now.
Oh no.
As the ground starts to rumble.
Well,
And mumbles out loud, wait, I know what this is.
I hope it's
am
a
I?
mobile armor.
I'm not feeling too good about this, am I?
Nah, not at
Anne
all,
will
actually.
venture a guess. Anne will venture a guess. Well, I'm gonna venture a guess. Psycho Gundam.
Yes, it is,
This
along with
is
some
what
more
Anne
Mara
feels.
size.
Oh man, I hate it when this happens.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And it's gonna call out, "It's a Psycho Gundam."
A what?
The Psycho what?
A Psycho Gundam, she repeats.
Patch, you literally had a briefing on this today.
Yeah, I know. I'm just freaking out. I know what it is. I'm just panicking. Let me panic in peace.
I'd like all of you to make me a move check real quick.
Is that a move tact or move keen?
Move. Move's always poise. I never asked for anything
okay.
else.
I'm sorry.
Yes, poise, maneuver,
I
mobility.
got another fucking awakening point.
I was looking at the shot for some reason.
It's like, why are you talking about tats and
I
keen?
got another awakening point.
How many are you at
That doesn't
Duos?
make any sense.
5. I got 3 this session.
Duos, what the fuck?
You want to know
Dude,
something?
he's cracked.
You know something really funny, Duo, Pancake? Is I've had a player in a game get 2 narrative points over 24 sessions.
Yeah, he's sitting right there.
Don't acknowledge the man behind the curtain.
All right, that is a 7 over 14. That's not where I wanted to put that. That's 7 over 14. That's 8 degrees of success.
2
I got-
successes.
I got 1 success.
I have 4 successes.
Can you say
I
that
don't
again?
feel good about what's happening to us.
I said I have 4 successes.
I'm not hearing any failures. So,
I got 2 successes.
yep, that's all great news because in front of you, you see that the ground you were just occupying is now been beam cannoned as, the Psycho Gundam takes a big wide shot at your forward operating base. And, there's explosions all around.
I don't like this game anymore.
Lance looks very excited.
Lance, what are we doing?
He takes a deep breath as if to like kind of calm himself down before he responds. So like he doesn't sound too excited. He goes, scatter formation 2x2 and stick with me, and I'll take patch this time.
Oh.
Surround it, bring it down. Mammoth hunting.
Okay.
You got it, boss.
Keep
Yes, sir.
moving. Don't stop. If you stop, you're probably dead based on what it just did to the earth there.
Lands and everyone else, you see Hunt and her Rick Diaz come over into your field of view, and she fires a retreat flare. Lands, I'm going to start with you to pull first. What do you want to do?
Does Land see the Rick DS?
Yes.
Is it visibly Hunt's Rick DS?
Yes.
Lance's smile fades from his face, and without any hesitation, he reverses what he just said and says, "New orders, retreat." And he just disengages his beam saber and basically waves the mobile suit's hand as a physical indication to fall back.
Patch has like an audible sigh of relief. Was the Marasai downed? I'm assuming he got vaporized when we all had out of the way.
Actually, one moment. I'm going to roll for luck. Lucky you, he didn't.
Okay. So Patch goes over the comms and he's like, "Wait, hold on. There's still a pilot in that suit. Uh, can you cover me? I'm not gonna leave somebody stranded here."
Patch, the Gundam will stop firing at this area as soon as there aren't combatants in it. The safest thing for that pilot is to have no active mobile suits anywhere near him.
Good point. Sorry. I'm going in that direction then. Away.
It's the retreat. Sad
Aw.
trumpet.
Actually, no. In
Patch is
Zeta
relieved.
Gundam, trumpets mean something very specific. I mean, someone's about to die. The blah, blah, blah,
Oh
blah.
shit.
I think the whole soundtrack has trumpets.
No, but there's like a very...
Death trumpets.
Yeah, the death trumpets. Let me get the death trumpets for you. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Is someone gonna die?
No, someone mentioned trumpets, like, you don't
Not
want
yet.
that. So, Lands, your action, please. Unless you'd like to give
Just
a...
withdraw. I mean, really withdraw slightly, but he's trying to wait for everyone else to withdraw to ensure that they're following the order.
I could hear it through someone's Discord.
I heard just the first note and then it cut out. I literally just heard.
Flagging Lands, whoever that was.
Lands, please make
Was
me
that
a...
was my
Please make me a charm leadership.
I advocate for tax since this is not actually Lands trying to be charming. Like, let's
Sure.
do it. It is literally, these are our orders. Let's get.
Yeah. That also works.
All right, that actually passes somehow.
And that gives
Oh my
everyone a...
God.
How much of a bonus?
Oh wait, it was leadership you said, right?
Yes.
Jesus, that passes by a lot then. Okay, so
Unless
that
you like
was
make this a team action maneuver so everyone can leave all at
seven,
once.
7 successes on Lands getting everyone out of here.
All right.
So do we retreat in a nice orderly formation that looks really cool to our superior?
Yes.
Well, thank you, Duos. I'm glad you've seized the GM chair.
Duos became God just to do one thing, and it's make us look cool.
What 5 awakening points does to a motherfucker.
The sad trumpets play as Lance does not get to fight the Psycho Gundam.
Yeah, right.
Lands.
Ordinarily, that soundtrack only happens when people die, but this is just as sad.
Also, occasionally, when there's shit like nukes or gassing colonies. Lance, please, make me a move check. You're advancing towards the rear.
All right, that is 10 under 14 for 5 successes.
A Maroside takes a pot shot at you as you do so, and does not succeed. Would you like to spend a
Can I shoot
reaction?
back at the
Yeah, you can.
bastard?
Would you like to spend one of
There
your
was that a
9
question? Like,
one of your 9 narrative points?
yeah, I'll get a +2 to it.
Just shoot him.
Alright,
Just
so,
shoot that son of a bitch.
Yeah. All right, that is 5 successes as the beam rifle fires back at the guy. It's like Lance basically whips around as soon as the shot goes over his shoulder and just snaps a shot back at him before turning away.
Lance, you put one right into the center mass, and the Marosai is destroyed. You just killed a man. First time. Out of victory. And I do believe that is one of your
the
milestones.
gym kind of staggers. Yeah, I think it was. Like,
Would you prefer...
uh,
would you like to roll an awakening test at this moment?
I have a 1, bro. Like, I have 1 awakening. You know what? I don't know. It could be funny to roll it and become an old type forever.
Bonk,
Man, these
old type jail.
heads. Man, these old heads.
You know what? I'm gonna
Old
roll.
types have many types
I'm
of
gonna roll a
mind.
2d6, and if it comes out in your favor, I'm gonna belay this, so you don't have to do it now.
Oh no, is it a 1d6?
A 1d6 for an awakening test? It's a
Yeah, what's the
3d6.
actual roll? It's a 3d6.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way I can pass then. So like, Doulos is over here hogging all the awakening points, hoarding
Yeah.
them
I'm
like a
sorry.
dragon on a pile of witches.
You know,
You're already a new type. Stop
Lu-
taking him.
lucky you, Lance. You don't have to roll that test right now.
All right, excellent, excellent.
But you will have to roll fatigue because you did
Uh,
just, kill a man. Patch, move check, please.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know.
Move check? Okay. I'm not stupid and I'm looking at the right number this time. Oh, not 51. 3 successes.
3 successes. As you leave Patch, the Gundam takes a pot shot at you and blows away your shield.
The Psycho Gundam?
No, Fyrene in the Mark IV,
Oh.
in the Mark II Unit 4.
She shot at
Need a
me.
Mark IV to stand a chance at this rate.
Duos. Please make your move
Yes.
check.
They can certainly try. No! No!
What?
What the?
Another fucking awakening point.
How
Fuck
many
you.
are you at?
Can I have it?
Put this man to the wall, God.
Donate to the class?
How many awakening points are you at?
What the fuck? 6.
This statistically should not happen.
It shouldn't. There goes one of God's prototypes. 10 degrees of success.
10 degrees of success. Yeah, no, that ain't doing it.
Who shot at me?
It was a Marasai. It was 9 successes.
Yeep.
Nee, 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 nee. Clyde.
Yes.
Move to the rear, I presume.
Yep.
Move check, please.
All right. Let's see. So that's a 9. 3 successes.
Three successes. Alrighty then. One moment. When you see one of the Marasai, the third Marasai, sorry, fifth Marasai, try to take a shot at you, you see the Rick Diaz from the subflight system flying above, takes a shot at it and destroys it, and you safely get away. And please make that move check for me.
All right. This is the move check to retreat, right?
Yep.
The result. All right. That is 2 failures.
Since you're a priority target, Fyrene is going to spend her other reaction to take a shot at you. One moment. And that's one failure. You're very lucky today. You know,
But I guess it was a beam, right?
yeah, it's a beam. You know,
I guess it goes sailing right over her shoulder then.
yep, something to that effect. Then,
I should have
Flymarine
remembered
turns her
this.
attention to the subflight system that Hunt is on. And, it goes sailing past as she dodges and starts to move to the rear as well. And, the rest of the team also starts to move to the rear. And, they're trading shots and like jumping back. And you eventually get back to the foot of Kilimanjaro. And after taking stock, the company is down 5 mobile suits. Which is a lot better than
That's not good.
Well, considering the fact that you fought like, I don't know, 20 Marasais and the Psycho Gundam, you got off a lot lighter than you should have.
Mhm.
Please, everyone, take 1 mind damage.
Welcome back to taking mind damage.
It never ends. Then everyone, please roll me fatigue body.
All right, fatigue body passed. Now it's time for fatigue mind.
I passed by 1. Jesus, that was close.
Let's see.
And I failed the mind, if we're testing mind.
I pass body.
Actually, Lands do test
Test body as well.
test mind as well. I feel like you'd be psychologically tested by this moment.
Yeah, I did. I failed the mind. So in this case, is that mind damage or no mind damage?
Does nothing. Please regain Lands.
Oh my
Please
God.
regain D2 mind health because of Blood Knight.
At some point, I'm gonna ask for overflow mind health.
I'm not gonna give it
I
to you.
have succeeded my mind check.
D3.
3 degrees of success to feel empathy.
Do you
Guys,
know what that
I am
means?
voluntarily going to take. I'm gonna take 1 mind damage, and then I'm gonna roll to heal it. But we'll see. Okay, I healed it,
All right,
but
I've
I still
taken
get
2 mind damage.
Succeeded the body check. Did you also want a mind check?
When you made that body check, Tenshi, did you also do it with your new type rank as a negative modifier, as a cyber new type?
Oh, the new type rank. What was the negative modifier again?
Same as your new type rank.
So that'd be a -2, which turns it into a failure.
Please take D3 mind health. D3 mind damage. If you failed any of those checks, please make sure to check it off. Either composure, athletics, or empathy, depending upon how exactly you rolled it.
Wait,
Do you want me to
body
do a mind
checks
one as
also-
well?
No, Pouch wouldn't need to do one.
Okay.
It's both mind and body that take new type rank as a penalty to this?
Just body.
Wait, only fatigue body checks take the rank penalty?
Yeah, because you already, when you're a new type and you do anything involving empathy, you already add telepathy to that.
I have a minus something's off with the sheet. I
Well,
have a
we'll just-
minus new type rank under fatigue. in the formula from fatigue mind.
Fatigue mind? I'm not seeing that right now. What are you doing? Oh, because it's eat. See,
Yeah,
let's
I
see.
rem-
Oh, I have it the wrong way around then. That E11 should be in the other whatchamacallit cell.
the other direct.
Yeah, but those numbers
the
are
other
right.
cell.
The other numbers are right. Anyways, so
Right, so I'm adding it to the fatigue body cell.
like that fatigue mind should not have that.
Ah, what the hell?
Your fatigue
Alright,
mind
I'm
should have
moving it.
K11 in it as a plus.
Minus K11 or
Plus
Alright,
plus K11.
where's plus K11?
So
Okay, I'll make sure that's capitalized.
you all get back to base from your destroyed forward operating base, knocked down from Kilimanjaro yet again. Clyde, how are you feeling?
Incredibly confused. He was having a great day, still riding the high of destroying the lymph. How do you say his name again?
Kolos, Chevalier?
Lynfio?
Chevy?
Chevalier Lynfio? He
Yeah,
was
that's how you
riding the
say
high
it.
of beating him, and then
This
and
all
then
happened.
a, a single Isaac shows up with an important document. Apparently a cyber new type. Apparently duos can tell that.
Just off the
And
cuff.
then the Psycho Gundam, yeah, firing returns. The Psycho Gundam shows up, and it's just it went from probably his happiest day in years to probably his most confused day ever. And he's just gonna like find a chair and just like sink in it,
You know,
just
Lance,
thinking about all scenarios.
of how things could have gone. Lance, you notice Anne is not doing well. How is Anne not doing well?
She is, as is tradition, holding her forehead. And trying to hold back the head. She is trying to rub the headache out of her head. It's not working. Well, that kind of thing, on a percent scale, that kind of anti-headache technique is, shall we say, 2% effective from experience. Maybe like 10% if you're really generous with it.
Yeah, so Lance, Sergeant Anne is not doing terribly well.
Lands is taking a moment to compose himself after the fight. You know, there were some disappointments, and oh yeah, I guess he's an ace now. He kind of mutters to himself, and he'll disembark and go over to Anne and grab her shoulder and go, "Here you go." He pulls out a little bottle of aspirin.
And gratefully and quickly takes the aspirin and pulls out her water canteen and takes the tablet with it.
I used to get pretty bad headaches all the time after I left space, but this and stuff like it Hunt gave me ever since I'm young keeps him down, especially when the light gets too bright down here. Ugh. Anyways, we're gonna go drinking though as well, so don't take too many of those right now, okay?
Okay.
Clyde,
Yeah, boss.
you too tired to go drinking?
Uh, no, I can drink, I guess.
All right, let's go round up the others. And he claps his hands together and just shouts, "Patch, duos," but in his usual sing-song voice. I just can't do it right now without hurting my throat.
I
Patch was in his mobile suit cockpit, but he comes over.
Drinking time to introduce the new gal. Come on.
Oh, okay.
And you get the bad vibes from someone next to you, and you turn to Duos, who is
Not very. Okay. The best way to describe this is, you know, when a cat is like really angry or like sees something that it doesn't like and they sort of curl up and bristle. That's what Duos is like around Anne.
Anne makes a mental note of this, and we'll say she's met a cat at least once and recognizes the metaphor at play here. In the interests of not getting scratched, she looks at him, but tries not to be too close to him.
you all make it
Well,
to
that
a
was an
bar.
interesting fight today. Oh, go on, go, Mike.
I was just gonna say you make it to a bar, but if you want to keep talking, who am I to stop you?
I think Lance would have said that as we reached the bar and like sat down and are waiting for the drinks. Lance just goes, "That was an interesting day today. Lost one mobile suit. Haven't had that happen in a while. But overall, no casualties, which is a good thing. In fact," he raises a finger, giving a sly grin, "we even gained in numbers."
The entire table turns to Anne.
Oh, we did.
Patch just kind of waves awkwardly.
Clyde
Anne
has like a
awkwardly-
weary face, just utterly confused as well.
Anne awkwardly returns the wave to Patch.
This is
And
this. Oh God.
and being stared at is she is used to being appraised, but there sure are a lot of people staring at her.
Well, considering you are our second Titans defector in the team alongside Warrant Officer Patch here, I'm probably going to put it in for a request to have you bumped up to Warrant Officer. After all, you're technically a specialist in being a cyber new. You have a lot of technical knowledge that is going to come in handy.
Anne nods. When she thinks about it this way, she really is a specialist, actually. She's a specialist in being what she is.
That makes you a valuable addition to the team, so I'm happy to have you, Anne. Here's to you.
Anne smiles at him.
And you, Patch, you managed to keep one of them alive today. Good work.
Yeah, I watched back through combat footage of what you did in the last fight, and I just tried to do something similar.
Well, you did great. And you know what they say? Mimicry is the sincerest form of flattery. Now, I do have a tip, though. Well, less a tip. I'm more a question, actually. Didn't feel great defeating your opponent, but keeping them alive?
What do you mean, feel great?
Didn't it? You didn't have to kill him.
Well, yeah, I'd rather not be fighting anyone at all, but I feel significantly better about somebody alive than dead.
Well, you'll get over that first part. But I'm glad the second part worked out for you. There's nothing better than showing your superiority as a pilot over another pilot by keeping them alive in the fight.
Anne's eyes sparkle. This is an interesting idea to her.
Anne,
Oh God, this is the disco.
The
Elysium
ideology
plot
spreads.
shit.
Anne, you go to
I mean,
take a
I
sip
wouldn't say.
of your drink, and you immediately start to hack it up. You've never had a beer before. let alone whatever weird ass concoction Lance ordered for you.
I think he would have actually started her off on basically like a light beer.
It's still bitter. It's still
Yeah,
very, very
basically.
bitter.
You gave Anne an IPA. It's
Yeah.
over. It's so over.
Look! If they had cider here, he would have gotten her a cider, but it's an IPA problem.
You know, it's
Willis is just nursing a glass of whiskey.
I think this is the first time Anne has had beer.
my point exactly.
Patch just has whatever somebody ordered for him.
Whatever Lance got in match.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, go on, Harper. I saw your Discord activate.
Harper would probably try to go for the sweetest thing they have, which probably isn't anything good.
Well, you're in the mess hall, the Oklo right now, so
Okay, go mine. Here's what Lance got himself and Patch by extension, since Patch left it up to him.
oh.
What was Hunt's favorite? Oh, Hunt's a teetotaler, isn't she?
No, she loves smoking and drinking actually.
Okay, what's her favorite drink? Because whatever her favorite drink is Lance's favorite drink.
Whiskey.
Damn it! No, it can't be whiskey. Sorry, we're gonna have to go to something else. What's next? What's the second favorite drink?
A scotch.
All right, it's scotch.
You know, in space, you know, Hunt is from the Space Forces. You can't drink beer in space or wine in space or cider in space. You have to drink really hard stuff.
Yeah, but it's not the hard stuff. It's the cliche of whiskey. Lance cannot abide it. It's too cliche. So scotch it will be. Like if you asked Lance, he would literally be like, "Show me a one-year war pilot who doesn't drink whiskey," and like that's why he doesn't drink whiskey. Slowly cranes his head over towards Duo, says evidence A of this.
Very true.
We have to study the effects of whiskey in how the entire federal forces became addicted to it.
You see, it's because
It's
part of
because it's the
ration-
only fucking thing you can drink in space.
It's the It's part of the rations. That's why.
Exactly. So yeah, in all reality, it's probably actually whiskey. It's probably a glass of whiskey they're all having now. You see, I agree, Frep, for the record. I agree, but Lands isn't independent enough to make his own alcohol decision like that yet.
A gin.
See,
Okay,
it's
then.
very
Anyways,
it's very funny. Lance is not making his own decisions, and Patch is also not wanting to make his own decisions. And this is like two layers of people who don't know how to be decisive for themselves going on here.
Lands knows how to decisively live his life within the strict boundaries as established by following Hunt's path. He knows how to choose the only lane available.
Lance has made his own choice to choose not to choose.
Exactly, like that on Earth.
Patch just so badly wants somebody to tell him what to do. He doesn't
Well,
want to have to think about it.
Well, you've
actually,
got that in spades in this team.
actually, Lance, here's an interesting conversation topic that just strikes you. Want to bug Patch about Firene after today?
Yeah, I mean, Lance actually starts to scoot the stool around the table to bump it up against Patch's stool.
Patch like jumps and is like, oh, like he kind of startles for a second. He's like, oh,
So, were you and Firene like a couple?
no, not really.
Really?
We're
Because she kind of acts a lot like a scorned lover, don't you think?
uh, I don't know. I've never really been a couple with anybody before.
What?
He just kind of shrugs.
Have you at
He's
least
like, I
been
don't
on a
know.
date?
No, it's just never been something I'd prioritized, I guess.
I mean, I don't prioritize it either, but even I've been in a few situations.
I haven't
I don't know.
either.
Well,
I
that's
guess I
not
just
surprising. You were. Oh, I guess this is a Titans thing, huh?
It's a Titans thing.
Boss, can you please explain the kind of women you've dated? I'm so curious.
Duos scoots his stool over, as am I, now that
Everyone's
it's
scooting their
mentioned.
stools together on one side of the table.
Patch is like, my God, I came over here to belong.
Well, I think I mean, well, keep in mind, like a lot of these are like childhood things, so they weren't really serious. You know what I mean? Like just formative experiences.
It's
Uh,
just puppy love.
Yeah, I suppose the first was there was this mechanic girl in the unit I was stationed at. Uh, she used to throw things at me, so that was really what started it. And you know, she
That
was nice.
makes sense, actually, somehow.
Clyde just
Yeah.
nods silently.
Yeah, but like she always do things with like a loving demeanor. You know what I mean? Like that very like, oh yeah, you're dropping a toolbox on me, but it was we're all laughing.
Yeah, makes sense. And nods, as if it does make perfect sense.
Uh,
He has no reference point for this.
but like other, I mean, like so there was her. There was this other pilot guy at one point, but that didn't last long. He couldn't really keep up in sparring matches, and that's kind of boring. I don't know.
Patch,
Someone has to be good at a fight. Someone has to be brave, good in a fight, and know what the hell they're doing, and know how to say what they mean. That's really what it comes down to with me.
Patch just kind of shrugs and he's like, I don't know. I guess I just thought it would always overcomplicate things.
Nah, it's pretty simple usually. Well, I guess it can get complicated, but really, I mean, it's not simple as if you just show up every week and give them a gift and then like a meter ticks up. But, you know, like Lance kind of is struggling to express himself on this point. I don't know, like you just find people, you connect with them, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's life. Just like with sparring partners. A partner in anything, they need to be compatible. Just like a good sparring partner needs to be able to read your mood and you're able to read their mood.
I guess that makes sense. I just, I don't know. I never wanted to risk ruining or damaging a friendship with that kind of thing.
Why would it ruin or damage it?
You know, like once you've, once you've discovered you're incompatible in that way, doesn't it make it awkward to interact with that person afterwards? At least that's what people have told me.
I mean, not for me personally.
It can happen, Patch. But Duos just shrugs. You'll probably be fine for the most part.
You know, Duos, you strike me as the type of guy who fell in love once and has never fallen in love again. Are you still with the person you're in love with?
I don't have anyone.
I don't believe that.
Mm,
Maybe they're dead.
Okay, let's not go jump to that conclusion quite yet. He kind of like looks at Annie and kind of gives like a shake of his head.
No, I just don't have anyone. Got caught up in the war, too career minded, and here I am now.
No, I get you. That makes sense.
I don't think it does, but I'll take your word for it. From what I've heard, everyone your war pilot found someone.
Not everyone. And it very rarely worked out.
You're all staring at each other. The mood is killed.
Yeah, you know, Lance. No, Lance is not letting the mood die. Don't worry. He'll look over at Harper and be like, "Did you get your first victory today? I haven't had a chance to review the gun cam footage yet.
He got away.
You got away? Oh,
Yep.
it's still close.
Yeah, got his arm, got his shield.
Hey, you did good. Considering it's your second fight, just surviving's enough, is what Hunt used to tell me.
Yeah, I feel like we all got pretty lucky. we got away from the Psycho Gundam.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? That would have been a good fight.
Next time we should bring bazookas
Why is that?
because of the eye field.
It has a what field?
An eye field. It has and summons the description from memory.
Would you like my
You
assistance?
know, it has an envelope of Minovsky. It has a magnetic field envelope, just like beam sabers use to hold their beams. It deflects beams.
Boss, the eye field was in the briefing earlier.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to give her a chance to explain it. After all, there might have been something our intelligence didn't pick up on.
Speaking
You
of
can-
intelligence, no, you go ahead.
You can and thinks a little bit. You can bypass the eye field by getting inside, I think. Like if you press a beam saber up to the armor. Is that right?
Is
Did I-
that
Yes.
so?
Yes, you can. Beam sabers will go through it. You just need to press the emitter to the armor.
Got to get
Good to
real
know.
close.
Yeah.
Duos does seem to be brooding over something, though.
Lance looks giddy now that he knows he just has to get close to it, and then he looks to Clyde and goes, "What were you about to say, Harper?"
All right, yeah, I was gonna ask Duos, is that intel right? Because no offense, Anne, I kind of believe that you actually defected, but I don't believe that intel is valid. This feels way too much like a setup, and looked like you said they wanted to throw you away, right? Like they just used you to deliver this false intel to us. I don't.
When Anne sort of struggles to find the words. I ran away because they were going to throw me on the street.
Okay.
Speaking of the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can you explain a cyber new type? I have no idea really what that is, other than they exist. And you are one, apparently?
Anne nods. Cyber new types are. And she thinks for a second how to describe it.
While Anne is thinking, Duos pops up. They're a cruel abomination and a crime against humanity.
Anne turns to Duos. I'm not an abomination.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying what was used to, the processes used to make you are an abomination.
What are
You
those?
have my deepest sympathies, but still.
I don't know about that. Hunt always said that cyber new types are kind of like me, but with the psyker powers. Psychic? Esper? What are they called?
All the above?
Espers.
Yes.
Yeah, she always used to explain it like that to me, which is why I think Anne and I are going to be two peas in a pod.
You know, I think this is I think I've said this before, but this is the most Anne has been wanted around in her entire life.
She's drowning in positive affirmation.
So, how are cyber new types made? I'm confused.
It involves a lot of medical stuff.
Well, when a cyborg and a new type love each other very much.
Anne almost snickers.
Don't mind.
Yes.
Were there any force dispositions in that briefing beyond just first mechanized? Were there any names?
Okay, let's see. One moment, let me go to my notes. It said Task Force Genya. It seems like the 80 Zeku units have been given to the 10th Battalion of the Mechanized.
Hmm.
And
Any
Pat,
names?
Patch, that would sound familiar to you because that's you and your
Yeah.
dad's company
That,
unit. That's their parent unit.
yep. That's what I thought. Yeah, that was what I thought. I do have a thing for Patch, but we can do it after whatever's going on at the moment.
With the drinking.
Actually,
Well, it involves the drinking, but that's fine.
Do you need lands for it?
Yeah, if that's all right. Well, I don't know. Whoever wants to. Lance is there in my mind when I was thinking of this.
Please go ahead.
I
then.
understand what you meant, but the way that's before Lance does have a question for Duos on the current conversation topic. I do wanna-
Yeah. So that's what I meant. Like wrap up whatever, finish after. Yeah.
Lance leans over and he goes, "First Mechanized, Defenders of Dakar, right? You think that ace pilot,
Yes.
Connie Akos, is with him?"
Connie's dead.
Oh, I gotta tell Hunt. She'll be disappointed.
Well, no, didn't you read? I remember reading the newspapers when I was on the airbase in between. That kid captured a Zaku. One of the first.
I don't really read. I just know that Hunt says that he was a really good pilot, and so I want to beat him.
But around, I think a year ago, a shuttle him and his family were on blew up. Just inexplicably out of the blue. They blamed it on Xeon Remnant terrorists.
Well, you're one year warrior too, right?
Yeah.
Let's say for a moment you were Connie Akos. Do you think I could take him in a fight?
You immediately going muted says so much.
I don't know. I knew the kid was good, but never fought him or fought alongside him. I think I provided a cast run for his unit, and that was about it.
Lance?
What about his commanding officer?
Lance,
Philippe?
please
Yes.
make me a keen and empathy.
That is a 10 over. Keen and empathy. That is a 10 over 5.
You don't get it.
Yeah, I got 5 failures. I thought everyone calls him Captain Guerre. Was his first name Philippe?
Yes. Philippe Guerre.
You think I could take him in a fight?
Philippe always, Captain Guerre, always thought of the mobile suit as a tool. He wasn't really a pilot.
Oh, okay. What about his superior officer? Surely he's still in the unit somewhere, right?
No.
love
Philippe was.
No, Captain Guerre's superior officer, because he was a lieutenant at Dakar, right? So he had to have a captain over him. Do you think that's who we're fighting?
Oh God, this is something Duos would know, but Pancake is stupid and forgetting. Who was his superior officer?
Wait one, I'll send you the message.
Pancake is stupid.
You're in good company. I'm stupid too.
I can do math.
As
That's it.
someone who works in the humanities, that's not a sign of intelligence.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Zareb.
saying I'm also stupid.
You're in luck. You're in luck, Lance. Zareb is leading First Mech.
Well, I look forward to matching wits with a one-year war veteran officer. That'll be nice.
Can't say the same.
Why?
He whispers. No, he whispers that to
We're all
himself.
together. You scooted your stool up to mine, remember?
That's true.
Patch, would you like to change topics at all?
Yeah, this is the time because Lance is like staring at you. It's like, come on, tell me more about him. I want to fight.
Patch is like kind of like muttering to himself. He's a lightweight, but had a bit, probably a bit more than he should have. And he just kind of has his head in his hands, and he's just muttering to himself. And, I'm not mishearing, right? It's 10th Battalion, isn't it?
Yep.
First Mechanized. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Oh fuck.
What's wrong with you, Patch? And Lance puts a hand on his shoulder.
I'm gonna have to fight her, aren't I?
Fight who?
Farine.
Yeah, we fought her like 3 times now.
No, I mean like really fight her. Like
No, it's okay. You could just hang back and I'll fight her.
You weren't already really fighting each other?
No, and it's complicated. Just Patch is getting there. It's fine. Patch, if you want, I can take her out non-lethally. You don't have to fight her. You just keep her mooks off me, okay?
okay. I don't want. And my father, ugh, he's the captain. I I don't want any of them to die. I know that they're good people.
Okay, I'll just
I
take them
just-
all out.
Okay. I'll keep them off your back, and I just don't want anybody to die.
I'll do my best.
Duos puts a hand on Patch's shoulder. We're gonna try our best, but you need to be prepared. This is war, and people die. You need to mentally prepare yourself for that eventuality.
Lance? Perry?
I know.
Yes, sir.
You feel a tap
What?
on your shoulder.
Ah!
You turn around and
He
you
kinda vaults
see
up.
Commander Hunt.
Oh, hi, Lieutenant Commander.
Are you about to say Lieutenant Mom again?
Yes.
And she looks over at the table. Can I borrow Lance here for a couple of seconds?
Of course, man. And Lance instantly like forgets any other conversation that was going on and just hops to his feet. Like the second he's called, he snaps to it.
The two of you walk away, and then Hunt asks, "So, how are you doing? Meeting any cute girls?"
Really? That's the opening?
What? I can't check in.
I guess the Colonel's pretty.
You see her sigh, and like, ugh. You know, that was a joke. I didn't expect you to actually answer that. Anyways, I heard
That's
you.
why I answered the way I did, ma'am.
I heard you made ace.
Yeah, I guess, for what it matters.
How you feel?
The same as I did a few seconds ago, I guess.
Hunt stops you and says, "Lance, only 5% of pilots make ace. Do you have any idea how big of an accomplishment this is?"
No, not really. I mean, it was just fighting, like normal. It's only really an accomplishment if you didn't anticipate it from the beginning. It was inevitable. You trained me.
Like, she's struggling with this very strange response she isn't expecting. And then she says, "Lance, you might not get this totally. I probably should have explained this to you better and impressed upon you the importance of making ace. But I'm proud of you."
Well, thank you. He like immediately beams.
You didn't lose anyone, did you?
No, we actually gained a member.
Huh?
Yeah, Titan's defected in the middle of combat. She's over there at the table. She's pretty cool.
Lands, you see Hunt look over, and you suddenly feel a massive pressure upon you.
Anne sits up straight. The possibly metaphorical, possibly literal hairs on the back of her neck are standing up.
You turn to see Hunt staring you down, sizing you up.
She's good. She actually saved me in the combat. And this Titan's actually got the drop on me for once. Was gonna light me up with something, and she immediately rushed in and got him off me.
And you feel the pressure go away as she turns back to Lance and says, "Oh, is that really now?"
Yeah, not many people I have ever owed my neck to, but she's one of them.
Your many necks?
That's a good one. All right, but you said, what do I need to know about being an ace? Do I get more responsibilities, a new duty, like a pay grade up increase?
Lance, there are two things involved with being an ace. First of all,
Uh-huh.
the prestige of being in a very elite club of pilots, which I'm sure you'll quite
Okay.
enjoy. And as you gain more aces, it becomes even more elite. Like that Duos guy over there. You know, less than 0.5% of pilots ever reach the 20th kill. And he's almost there. I am remembering that right.
Oh, he is there.
Oh,
He
excellent.
he already passed that.
Excellent. Just making sure, because yeah, it's like, and he just he made it past the 20th mark. You know, he's an excellent shot, and I'm sure you'll quite enjoy being a part of these clubs.
Will better pilots fight me? Is
Actually,
it like a fight club?
on that, because you have gained ace status, you may now paint your mobile suit any color you wish.
Oh, okay, I'll just keep it in the standard.
But actually, this might appeal to you. Ace liveries are priority targets. So, because both sides know only good pilots bother to do such a thing.
I don't really know color theory, though.
I'm sure your mechanics are more than happy to help you.
I'll probably conscript patch into helping.
Well, I'll leave you to it, Lance. Good work out there.
Wait, what were your colors?
And he looks over and is like, "You do realize the Rick Diaz does not come in blue and white, right?"
No, I thought it did.
Well, it
I
doesn't.
only ever really pay attention to yours.
Lance, make me a keen empathy.
Oh my god, I actually passed the keen empathy check. What the fuck?
Wow.
Wow.
That's insane. This is
New
I
Lance
have to
era.
actually like yeah, no.
Lance, you notice
Alright,
that
that's two
Lance and
successes.
empathy
Hunt,
there.
Hunt takes that to heart, and like visibly looks taken aback in a good way.
Could I riff off your colors potentially? Or is that a faux pas?
She looks for a second. Well, there's no rules against it. Although you might have the problem of people mistaking you for me for you.
That means even better enemies will come at me, right?
Well, I suppose if that's your goal.
It's the only perk I could see in doing it. Otherwise, I just stand out for my teammates for no reason. After all, this is a unit. We should all look about the same, usually. But if it means I get into better fights, it means I get into better fights.
Well, it is an ace's privilege to do it. You don't have to do it. It's not an obligation. Well, I'll leave you
Will I
to
get
it.
better fights?
Potentially.
All right, that's all I needed to hear. Thank you, ma'am. And he kind of salutes.
Lands, you see her raise a glass of whiskey and cheers to you. Congratulations.
Thanks, ma'am. Thank you for your effort and your teachings.
She nods and leaves. Clyde, everyone around you has gotten significantly more drunk while Lands was away. You're the only one sober.
Unfortunately, Patch is sad drunk. At
Oh
least
my
right
God.
now.
Thing is, like,
I can't imagine.
Duos is bitter as hell.
So yeah, so Duos is sad drunk, a Patch is sad drunk. What drunk is Anne? What's Harper dealing with vibes wise?
Anne has been nursing her drink and has gotten into a vaguely drunk state where it's probably easier for her to start talking.
Schrodinger's drunk. She may or may not be drunk. It only will be confirmed if you talk to her. So
Okay. All right. So I still have to know, is that intel accurate, Duos? Because it seems to have had a profound effect on Patch, which they know is here with us, and apparently it has a profound effect on you.
Okay, yeah. How drunk is Duos?
You're 3 drinks in when you really ought to be only 1.
All
Oh, I
right.
had a funny idea. Anne cuts in, of course, misunderstanding what intel he means. Of course it's accurate. I know how Psycho Gundams work.
Not that the folder you brought.
Yeah, I grabbed it off of a table when I was running away.
All right, I would like to make a composure roll. Go mine.
Sure. Poise composure. Go ahead.
All right, it's a 4.
Please, if you make this like
No, I got a 3. I got a fucking 3.
Lands, you return to the table.
I'm
Please.
sorry for your 3.
Please do something to set Duos off so we can have him make a very dramatic outburst to end this episode on.
Welcome back, Lance.
Patch just kind of waves. Hey.
You see him stagger in his seat. Barry?
Oh.
I am back.
Oh, Lands, you have returned to the table. Duos failed his composure roll of a 4. Actually succeeded
it by 2.
And we don't get to see his outburst upon hearing that he's going to fight, Task Force Zhenya. Please do something to set him off so we can have a very dramatic outburst by him to end the episode on.
You know, I'm looking forward to encountering this Task Force Zhenya you're talking about, especially if they're as experienced as you said.
Duos breathes in. You don't want to. I don't want to encounter them.
I absolutely do.
That's great and all. That's great and all, Lance, but trust me, you don't want to.
That just makes me want to more.
Oh, are they really tough?
Sounds like it.
Duos is clenching his jaw.
Harper's just looking
careful.
back and forth between them, very nervous.
Looks like a vein is about to pop in your jaw, man.
If they're tough, we have to work hard, Anne says, stating the obvious.
Well, we're a good
Because
team.
he's
We've got
drunk.
good coordination. We'll get it done.
Actually, I just had an idea, Perry.
But yeah. No, Lance is. I'm sorry, go on. Lance isn't quite like.
Maybe I can toss something.
For the context of the viewership, the director attempted to play Satan and get me to okay boomer Duos, but Lance is not quite like that.
Maybe I can toss some random thing into the pot and see where that goes.
If you want to, I mean, I feel like if you want to piss off Duos, just say, hey, after all, they don't have a cyber new type.
Let's see, what would Anne say? Oh, I know. Innocent question. Do they have any cyber new types?
No, they don't.
Well, I guess we win. We've got you and we've got a cyber new type.
Anne appears to. Anne's pride swells slightly. That's right. She thinks she is a cyber new type, and that is an impressive thing to be, even if she was looked down on previously.
Duos is going to get up and tap Patch on the shoulder.
Yeah.
He's gonna nod his head off into a corner of the room.
Patch understands, gets up, follows him. You need something?
Did you know Firene was a new type?
What do you mean? I had no. She is?
I thought only space noids can be
Yeah,
that.
she is.
I didn't know. Then. Did you like sense it or something when we were fighting?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Do you think that, I don't know, would that make it easier or harder for us to deal with this non-lethally? God, I don't want to kill her.
We're not going to if we can help it. You know,
Promise?
I promise, Lance.
You can just call me Lance.
That's rough, buddy.
Oh, the fuck. Sorry.
I'm trying to have an emotional
Patch.
moment here.
I'm
Shut up, Lance.
sorry.
That's the second time.
Sorry.
That's the second
Putting
time
my
Duos has
whole
invoked
ass
Lance
into
while
this.
talking to Pat.
I'm sorry.
That's ominous.
Rolling for hammers again.
I promise, Pat.
Yeah, roll for hammers.
8 hammers. 8 hammers be
No,
upon you,
Pat.
Lance. And pancake.
Just call it.
Oh, wow. The lands everywhere system has become ingrained in this game.
The lands everywhere system. But no.
God damn it. Can
It's
I
like a
finish? I'm
reflexive,
getting
like
emotional
if
now.
something
Yeah.
bad happens, we just blame Lance because you'll probably be right.
But no. Duos smiles. The first time he's ever looked at Patch without a neutral expression or scorn, Duo smiles. I'll make sure that we bring her in alive.
Well, okay, so
Thank
what
you.
is the look on Patch's face as we end off this episode?
Patch looks relieved, and his guard is somewhat down, so he's not necessarily thinking through his actions. This isn't exactly the most formal military thing to do, but he doesn't know what else to do in this moment, and he just kind of like goes in to give Duos a hug.
Duos is taken aback for a moment, but then he returns the hug and gives Patch a little squeeze, a reassuring squeeze.
And the episode ends on that.
No, wait, I have one more thing to say.
Oh,
I also have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
we're to
And
the
another.
4-hour mark.
Yeah, and another. And one more thing. Sorry.
And
I was about to get the Columbo gif.
Well, but Duos says, "You remind me too much of my younger self, kid. Keep it up.
Okay.
heartwarming. Unfortunately, my thing isn't very heartwarming. Technically two things, but I'm saving one for next time.
Go ahead.
Anne turns to lands. You said you were from space, right?
I guess.
You get headaches from going to space to Earth?
Hmm.
I get headaches sometimes. I take medicine for it though. And then she checks her pocket. Would she keep this kind of medicine in a pocket?
Sure, she seems like the deranged kind of person to do that.
She reaches into her pocket and checks if she has any of her cyber new type medicine left.
You don't.
I guess she
Uh-oh.
pulls out an empty tube and an empty container and looks at it.
Did you run out of aspirin?
This is medicine from it's cyber new type medicine for cyber new types.
Oh,
Well, it's
the drug.
probably a
The
good thing
cyber
you
new
don't.
type drug. Sorry.
It's probably a good thing you don't have more of it then.
I hope it doesn't play bad with alcohol.
Yeah, but I get a lot of headaches without it.
Oh, we got a lot of aspirin around.
All right, did anyone else have a thing to do?
Mans, I believe you wanted to do something.
Who?
That conversation probably works best saved for next time.
Perry, I
It
thought.
was going to be about Anne referencing.
I didn't
It was
have
good.
anything to do.
Oh, then we can end there.
It was. Yeah, it was going to be Anne referencing the lands is sort of like a cyber new type, but not psychic comment.
Well, I suppose.
Yeah, that sounds like a good conversation for next time.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe we open on it or something. Here's your casual conversation for the day.